Monday here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Patriots winners in Miami yesterday. We will react to it all night long here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. We're on YouTube, everybody. Just go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and you can watch live and you can chat into the show. You can do it on your desktop. You can do it on your mobile, your iPad, or you can just yell out loud, Alexa, play 98.5 The Sports Hub, and then you'll get the Joe Murray Show right there. How about that? Hopefully everybody's Alexas went off, and I do that on purpose. It's to get everybody going for a big show that we got tonight. Of course, we'll react to the Patriots. We'll react to some of the Red Sox stuff from the weekend, and we got football games tonight. Right now, Texans and Bucks underway. We'll keep you posted on the score for that one all night long, but let's get to our opening take, which is presented by Super Service Today, Massachusetts' #1 provider for residential, commercial, plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning day or night. Always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. Well, I want to start the show off by saying I took the Dolphins. I take the L. I thought the Patriots would be without their defensive coordinator and play caller. I thought that they'd be a little bit weak in their secondary. And I still had questions regarding Drake May and the offense. I also thought the Dolphins were better than what we saw in week one. I thought recency bias is real. When they were ranked the 32nd worst team in the league, I didn't buy it. So they almost won. They were a step out of bounds away from potentially winning the game. But when it comes to the New England Patriots, I think tonight's a night to celebrate the win. It doesn't matter how it happened. It doesn't matter in the manner that they did it. It doesn't matter the level of competition or the defense or anything to that for that matter. The Patriots did enough to win a football game on Sunday. And when you think about the last few years, when's the last time we've truly been able to say that? When have we been able to say, wow, they did everything they could to win this? Wow, they came away with the win. But you know what the Patriots did this week? They showed their identity. I questioned what the team's identity was. I questioned the impact of Mike Vrabel being the head coach. I questioned Josh McDaniel and his identity with the offense. The significance of this game was breaking the Tua curse. Winning in Miami for the first time since 2019. It was the bounce-back game for Drake May. It was also Mike Vrabel's first win as coach of the Patriots. It was a back-and-forth game. Things got wild in the fourth quarter. But when the game mattered, it was Mike Vrabel's defense that came up with the big plays. After having a strong week one, Harold Landry, a little quiet in the game, but had a huge sack late. And the game ended on the final play on a Milton Williams sack. Both were key free agents brought in this for this defense. Some people thought Landry was done. Others thought maybe Milton Williams didn't deserve that kind of money. They made a huge impact. The Patriots showed their identity of their head coach. When you think back of Mike Vrabel, the player, right? Mike Vrabel was an exceptional pass rusher. A double-digit sack guy. And made huge plays at the end of games or when games mattered. That's the identity he showed with the defensive guys they signed, who made the big plays late in the games. And it was so similar to Mike Vrabel and his play style. Another thing, you could argue Drake May was the best player on the football field yesterday. He found Kayshon Boutte for a nice little touchdown. He found Mac Hollins on a nice rollout, beautifully called play. He ran when he needed. He found Ramondre Stevenson on some big plays who some of us thought was washed. But here's the key thing about yesterday and Drake May. No turnovers. Now, did things get interesting at the end of the game? Absolutely. The Patriots learned how to take advantage of bad football. They responded. They got behind on the game on a special teams play. They responded on an Antonio Gibson return where you saw the coach run on the sideline, down the sideline with the player. We always talk about that when it comes to coaches and the impact that they have on teams. Right? When Pete Carroll does it, we used to talk about it. Or when college coaches do it, you watch along. There was Mike Vrabel in the heat of it, literally in the heat of it, following him down the sideline. That connected with a lot of people. I did post game last night. That was something a lot of people talked about. It was related. It was a connecting moment for the coach and I think a lot of just fans in general. The Patriots took advantage of bad football. They needed this game. Right? They may have ended this version of the Miami Dolphins. Think about it. Miami and Tua won 7 straight games. Imagine that. We talked about the quarterbacks that have had success against the Patriots over the years. Dan Marino, right? Joe Namath, John Elway, others. Tua Tagovailoa's in that discussion. It was great to see the Patriots win a game. It wasn't pretty, but today we should celebrate it. They're now 1-1. They welcome in the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were defeated yesterday against Seattle. The Patriots have a chance against the Steelers. The opening line, Steelers -1.5. The Patriots have been within a field goal as far as Vegas goes every single game so far. What makes you think they're not going to hang around? I do. I doubted them last week. I'll take the L. They were about a step out of bounds away from seeing it, but it's an L. And again, finding ways to win is something this Patriots group hasn't seen in a long time. So we should celebrate it today. Were there problems? Absolutely. But they have a chance against the Steelers this week. And I don't know if many teams are going to be able to beat the Patriots the way that Drake May played yesterday. He was absolutely great. Best player on the field, potentially the best game of his young career. Oh, it also looked like he didn't have too much on his plate. I'll leave it at that. 617-779-0985. Your thoughts on the Patriots when they're 1-1 on the season. They're 1-1. If you have the 8.5 and you're over, you only need 8 more games. Can they continue to beat up on bad football? Because there was a lot of bad football throughout the NFL yesterday, which I don't know if I'm turning just yet on the Patriots. But what we saw yesterday was them taking advantage of bad football. You can join us on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub. And again, the phone number is 617-779-0985. I'm Joe Murray, listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Moody split right. Hollins on the outside left. Douglas in the slot. Stevenson to the right of May. On third down, he drops back to throw. Pressured by Phillips. Moves up. Throws it down the right side for Stevenson. Lays it out there, and he makes the catch. Running down the right side of the cut left at the 30-yard line. Ramondre runs it to the 25. And he ducks under a defender and is dropped at the 20-yard line.
What an absolutely, I would call great play by Drake May here. Morgan Moses gets the pressure. Like, he gets his guy, but it forces Drake up in the pocket earlier than he wanted to. So Moses gets beat. May dodges him, steps up, and he throws a freaking dime down that right sideline to Ramondre. It's reminiscent of the Hunter Henry throw from last week.
Ramondre Stevenson. So just a couple of things on the play. Drake May absolutely avoided the sack, stepped up, threw it high in the air. Not a loft. He launched it the way it should have been thrown. And yes, very similar to the Hunter Henry play from last week. But this was a play that they actually designed for TreVeyon Henderson during practice. And it was Ramondre getting majority of the reps. And we'll get into TreVeyon's night because he struggled. He absolutely did. But it was more about the little things, not about necessarily his ability. But that play was made for TreVeyon Henderson because a week ago they saw that it was open down the sideline. Ramondre ran that route, and it was beautiful. Great hands. I think we've always known Ramondre Stevenson can be a guy to catch the ball and run the ball. He looks in shape this year. He's lost weight. I think he knows that any player that got an extension a year ago with Mike Vrabel here, they need to prove it. I think he also knows that bringing in a TreVeyon Henderson, I don't want to say his days are numbered, but at some point he's going to, it's going to pass him on the depth chart. But Ramondre Stevenson was absolutely outstanding yesterday. I thought he was washed, to be completely honest with you. I was wondering about it. Him right up the gut the way that it was. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So we'll react to that at 617-779-0985. Let's take a couple calls because I got a few takes that I wanted to get in here. But we got Nick in Woburn. Hey, Nick.
Hey, how's it going, Joe?
Good, bud.
Got 3 points. So, for one, obviously, Drake May showed huge improvement from week one, I thought. Obviously, like you said, making better throws. Number two, I don't think we should take that win in Miami against an easy Miami team for granted. It's not easy for the Patriots to win down there. Point three, I don't think the Patriots are as good as you're making them out to be as either, though. I don't think they're going to be like a top 5 team in the AFC. I don't think they're going to be a top seed in the AFC. I think they might contend against the Steelers. I still think Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Ramsey, those star players are just going to outshine the Patriots star players. Just want to hear your thoughts.
Nick, real quick, though, what do you think my job should be today? Like, I'm doing a show. I do a show every night. I worked the Patriots postgame yesterday. They won. So what do you think? Like, here I am asking you how to do my job. But what do you think the talk should be today? Because I just feel like they won the game and they haven't been able to find ways to win at all. So I think I'm just going to take that and run with it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, they definitely, big improvement from last year, right? Like you said, obviously Drake May showing flashes of what he can be in the future. Like, I still think he has a very high ceiling. I just don't think they're there yet. I think they're still a nine.
I don't think they're there yet either.
10-win team,
I don't think they're there yet either. But what am I supposed to like? Here's the deal. Do you think listeners want to hear me say that right now?
Oh, for sure. No, I mean, you got to have your take, right?
Do you get what I'm saying? I think tonight is. Sure. I think tonight is about celebrating that win and finding ways to beat bad teams. Like that's what it's about today.
Yeah, man. I respect positivity for sure.
It's not even positivity. It's fact. Like, they found dude, I didn't think they could win.
For sure. Yeah, no, 100%. Like I said, we shouldn't take that win for granted. I just don't think they're a top 5 team in the AFC yet. I don't think I don't think they're going to win against the Steelers. That's my take.
All right, Nick. Appreciate you. It's so funny. Our intern Mark was with me today, and he's like, "So, what do you think? You're going to talk about how bad they looked, even though they won?" And I went, "Ooh, no, Mark. Tonight's a night to celebrate with the people." So I'm glad, Skaz, that the first call we got tonight was someone being like, "Yeah, it's a good win. It all looks great, but I just don't think they're any good." Of course, but I'm not going to do that tonight. Like, the Patriots won a game they probably shouldn't, or a game they would have lost for years. Right? Like, maybe something is different. Maybe something has changed. Last week, it didn't look like any of that. I think I saw our identity. Last week, I was questioning their identity. So I almost feel like we should be positive about it, but we know the team is going through some transition. Like, we know that. How about this one? I'm going to credit Josh McDaniels. Can you believe that? Can you believe I'm about to give praise to Josh McDaniels, who this week said the plan was balance and the plan was fast starts. Do you think that happened this week, people? Again, full disclosure, I bet the Dolphins. I thought the Patriots being without their defensive coordinator, also the Dolphins being responded after being embarrassed, they didn't start the game well at all. They had penalties, false starts, it set them back. That step out of bounds, like I said, it was altering. The Dolphins play bad football. The Patriots took advantage of it, and the Dolphins are filled, by the way. The Dolphins are filled with Patriots cast-offs. Like the crap guys. And I shouldn't call them crap guys. Cast-offs. Joe Cardona, Jake Bailey, Jack Jones, Matthew Judon, Cole Strange. It was horrible to watch all that. Oh, and their defense stinks and couldn't stop a nosebleed for the Dolphins. They weren't great. But remember, the Patriots struggled to run the ball in the previous game 3 times in the second half. But their first down conversion rate, again, the Patriots struggled to run the ball on early downs, but on first downs, they had a success rate of 70%. An excellent late down rushing. McDaniels was 50-50 run-pass ratio on first down. He was balanced, and they did get out to a 12-0 start. Now, they missed a couple of field goals in the middle of that and all that, but hey, Drake May and Josh McDaniels had a plan, and it worked. They ran the ball. Last week, did you hear me yell, run the ball? Run the ball! You ran for 125 yards. Drake May used his legs. He used the rollouts. He had designed runs. McDaniels was good. He had Drake May ready to play. They went with a more running formation, so you didn't see Pop Douglas out there and some others. Mac Hollins was huge. Whether it was in the run game or on special teams, he was great. Their motto is effort and finish. They played in almost 90-degree weather. Their pass rush had a better rate rushing late in the game than early in the game. They were a 14% pressure rate in 3 quarters. The fourth quarter, 66%. They ran out of gas in week 1. They didn't this week. Tua did deliver sometimes, but he faced the pressure once again. And the Patriots D-line found a way to win the game. Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. We have James and Quincy. James.
Hey, yeah, so I just wanted to, I'm not going to take anything away from Drake May at all. But, how much is that accredited to the run game opening it up? Drake made some great decisions. I think he ate the ball when he had to eat the ball when, kind of last season, we see him kind of trying to make a play happen and it goes south. But I really think that our run game really opened it up for them. I think Ramondre is like a half step away. And I know you just discussed this as well. We kind of, thought he was washed and the Travion Henderson was going to, kind of step up and fill those shoes. But I really think Ramondre is like a half step or 1 step away from breaking that, whether he gets caught by the safety or the corner, 20 yards down the field, but it always just seems like he's a half step away, and he's tough to take down. I mean, those safeties aren't taking him down. I just, obviously that second down play, with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, it's been widely discussed. Obviously, Vrabel, put his hand up on that one. And I trusted, his decisions too. But, I really think first and second down, we're seeing 3 to 4 yards a pop. You stick with that and make it a third down where, if Drake needs to use his legs, just use his legs and get the first down. So
good points, man. Appreciate you, bud. I completely agree. They did a lot of positives. I'll say this about Drake May. Running around, I wasn't concerned. There was a time where he fell on his stomach, put his wrists up in the air, like, the old basketball moves. Keep your wrists up so you don't hurt your wrist. He did a lot of good things. Could I critique a few things? Like they tried a double reverse where they had Hunter Henry blocking one-on-one on Chubb. That was bad, and he got sacked. So there were a few. He held the ball on too long, way too long. There are things that can be critical about, specifically on defense. Drake May was really good. Josh McDaniels had him ready to go. They had a game plan. It worked. I for all the crap I did in week 1, I'm giving them their flowers this week. Sean's in Bridgewater. Sean.
Hey, Joe, what's going on, my man?
Yo.
Hey, Joe, the biggest point I wanted to make regarding the Patriots tonight was that I think Drake May is making all the right throws. He's putting the ball in all the right spots. And if you tape the bucket to all of our receivers' hands, he's throwing it dead center in the bucket. But you were asking earlier about where you think you should take the show. How about Government Mule and the Tedeschi Trucks Band playing live at Great Woods last week, and they absolutely crushed it.
I heard. I have a friend who loves that. Our buddy Hooch. He loves the Tedeschi. I actually saw videos of it. I don't want to go. I've been invited. They've given me tickets. I don't want to go. But you know what? I hear they're really good. Really good. Andy's in Quincy. What's going on, Andy?
Hey, Joe. Not much. So I'm just curious. I mean, it's no surprise. It seems like something happened in the offense this week after week 1. And I don't know. I keep thinking about Vrabel's comments and about the offense. And I guess I was just curious, do you think some of that kind of leaked through to McDaniels? And do you think he kind of got a message and perhaps that's kind of what was the catalyst to the good performance we saw this week?
Absolutely.
Or do you think McDaniels just changed it up all on his own?
I think they just reassessed, new opponent. Let's keep it simple. They stink over the top. They haven't stopped anybody all year. Why don't we look to the sidelines in the middle of the field? There was a lot of things they did well. Hey, they leave the middle of the field open so you can run. Drake May did it. I in my opinion, going from week 1 to week 2, I think that the Raiders were well prepared, better coached, and really took away some things to make Drake May beat them, and it didn't work. It was still a 7-point game. They were in it in the end. I think this week they took advantage of the Dolphins' weaknesses. They game planned for it. They wanted to be more balanced. They wanted to get out to a fast start, and all those things happened. And that Drake May wanted to respond, and I think Josh McDaniels schemed it up a little bit better. Can it continue next week? We'll find out. But offensively, I thought they looked very good. Blake in Connecticut. Blake.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
Good, man.
I just got something to say about the way Drake May throws the football. Opposite from what that last guy said, I think Drake May throws the ball pretty weird. I feel like McDaniels doesn't let him put any zip on the ball because he's too inaccurate when he really chucks it. It's just something that I think we got to look out for. And then, secondly, I think that Pop Douglas is the Mark Smart of the Patriots. I think that he's not actually that good. He's just a big personality that everyone likes. And he just shouldn't be on the team. I don't think he does anything, really.
I got something on that. I don't think you should be giving up on guys you drafted in the 6th round who give you 70 to 80 receptions a year. Like, that's the fact of it. Not to compare him to Marcus Smart. I'm not the greatest Marcus Smart fan, but Marcus Smart was a top 10 pick. Pop Douglas was drafted in the 6th round. So, nope, not buying that one. How about you, Skaz? I'm not buying that one. But here's the deal, guys. The Patriots wanted to emphasize on running the football. And when they do that, Pop Douglas can't get on the field. Mac Hollins, I want him on the field when they're running the ball. He's a monster at wide receiver blocking. And you want Stephon Diggs to be the other option. That's it. I know there's Kyle Williams, the fastest guy. They were inactive once again with Efton Chisholm. Kayshon Boutte's been the most productive of the three, right? So it's like, at some point, do you want to go 3 wide? Do you want to go, heavy so you can run the ball? There's a lot of things that have to go into it in personnel. Some days, I think Pop Douglas will have a big part of the offense. Yesterday, they needed to run the ball more, protect Drake May. As far as him throwing weird, yeah. I don't think he has the best, when it comes to form and everything like that, but he's been the best. I just think it's hard when you can't develop and work on things. But he's not, he's not so off balanced where it's something to worry about. I think he can work on it. I don't know. That's a story for another day. 617-779-0985. Why don't we hit the headline right now? There are games ongoing. The Red Sox are off tonight, but a lot going on as we're here until 11 o'clock. I'm Joe Murray. And where did the game turn yesterday? You got to hear the call of the game from Zoe. We'll have that for you coming up after this. I'm Joe Murray, 98, found the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots had him dead to rights. He spun away again, ran back across the near side, and had only Behringer to outrun. Bryce with a diving try, could not make the tackle, and now the Dolphins have the lead. 27-23, 7:18 to go. And the kickoff right to left. A liner handled by Gibson on the run to the 20, to the 25 with a cut inside the 30. He bounces away near side to the 45-50. Gibson to the 35 of the Miami 30. 15, 10, 5. He goes the distance. Touchdown, Patriots.
No flag.
A somersault to punctuate a touchdown return for New England. And the Patriots have the lead.
Stick that one in your head. You know, they huddled extra long before this return. And you're talking about missed opportunities, and I'm sitting here going, what the heck can they be talking to him about? They're talking about, hey, let's get that with one here. It's Gibson. It's all Gibson with the late.
It was glitching, and I couldn't watch any replays. And, like, I don't know. All I could think of was, like, working King Philip football games years ago, and Alex Barth was like, this reminds me of a Division III football game. And it looked like it, and it was horrible, and I had to do a video about it. So in between all that, the Patriots give up the kick return, and it was so late. And Schooler, I'll save him for later. But they give up the and it's like it's falling apart. Here comes the Dolphins. And I can't remember exactly what happened because the broadcast was so whack. Was there a timeout? I can't remember if there was a timeout. There was a pause and play. I do feel like the Patriots huddled up before the kick return. At least that's what I feel from being there. And then he takes it down. He kind of bounced outside and then took it. Now, I didn't see Mike Vrabel running with Antonio Gibson at the time. Did anyone notice Antonio Gibson's acceleration? Like, holy smokes! I didn't know he had that, Skez. No, you know how, like, we need to watch football games? I didn't know Mac Hollins was that, like, much of a, like, team guy. Like, blocking downfield, special team stuff. Like, I always knew these guys were decent. The impacts, though, like, just Gibson and Hollins right there. Huge backup. We talk about their depth issues, right? No, like those guys are good players, and they brought them in, a year ago? They could have moved on from Gibson. They didn't. Hollins, I'm just saying on that play, dude, he's been due, and he finally got one. He had a big one in the preseason, but that acceleration was something I never thought.
No, I'm with you. Gibson's been a really pleasant surprise for the Patriots. I thought he was their best running back last year. Every time he got a chance, he showed flashes, but I never saw that breakaway speed that you saw yesterday. I'm with you. I didn't know he had that in him, and yeah, maybe you found yourself kind of a weapon in the return game there if he's going to, do things like that. But yeah, I did not see that speed coming from Antonio Gibson. That's a plus. Yesterday was a good day for the Patriots. Maybe not for the entire special teams unit, but for the kick return, it was a good day.
What did you think of the significance of the wins, guys?
Joe, I think this team is in a position right now where every win is significant. I know I heard a little of the midday today and a little of the afternoon show, and I was surprised at the negativity from the callers. And I know that who are we to point fingers at negativity, but this is a football team where every win is kind of a good win right now. And I know that's, the bar is low. We've talked about the bar numerous times, and now expectations are, rightfully pretty low around this team. I think some people have them 10, 11 wins. We've never had them at that. 7 to 9 wins. I think, anything over 7 wins is a massive win for this football team. So I'm in the camp that wins like that are huge wins. Divisional win on the road against a quarterback that was 7-0 against you in the heat early in the season. Those are the games they've lost the last couple of years. Those are the games where Drake May does make a costly turnover. You saw him fall on the fumble. I was really, really impressed with Drake May yesterday. I know he's shown flashes at times, but that to me was his most complete game as a pro, his best game as a pro. And I heard, Felger Maz mention it, that Stevenson throw may have been his best play as a pro, stepping up in the pocket. You could, give me the Tennessee game last year. That was a hell of a play as well. But this is what we've been wanting to see. Progress. Drake May looking better on a weekly basis. He looked a hell of a lot better this week compared to last week. I still think the defense, you're clearly missing Christian Gonzalez. I thought that was very evident in this football game. But for me, that's a good win for this Patriots team.
I thought that they were transparent about balance, fast starts. The stuff with, real quick on Ramondre, I don't know if they used him right last week. I think he's a guy that needs to be out in space a little bit at times, maybe catch a pitch. He's a big back, so you just assume he's an off-tackle type runner. But I think when Ramondre is involved both running and catching, the offense goes, and he becomes another guy you have to key on. I also think that maybe the offense at times, other guys are going to have to play a lesser role. And I think Pop Douglas is one of those guys. I don't think it's a Pop Douglas skill thing why he wasn't out there yesterday. I think they wanted some big bodies to block. I think they wanted to have Hooper played a big part yesterday, the double tight end, right? There were just guys that had to sacrifice yesterday in what was best for the team, and it worked out. And we talk about one of their biggest issues is depth. I would just push back that some of their depth pieces yesterday were huge. And on defense, they don't have a lot of depth, but it was their star players, Landry, Milton Williams, their big signing, that closed the door. And how about Marte Mapu playing in the game? He's a fringe player, doesn't know if he's a linebacker or a safety. He's just kind of hanging around, and we'll do the game balls a little bit later, but he was one of them and closed it out. 617-779-0985. Let's do this one quickly. Quincy's in Curacao. Quincy, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, Joe. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. Good to hear from you. You following this Rev stuff?
Yes, but also the Patriots stuff. But let's say today, should the Patriots coach also needs to be fired today?
Should the Patriots coach be fired today?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But the Revs fired Caleb Porter today, friend of the program.
Yeah.
But I think that they have. Sounds like they have their heights set elsewhere. Maybe potentially Jim Curtin, according to Tom Bogert of. Well, there are some big people that are reporting the Crafts might be in on that.
Yeah, because you know, I'm a fan of this team, but in some way or somehow this year, it's always like a thing that Caleb cannot get this team to play consistent, you know. So it was always like 2 wins, 4 losses, and even the ties feels like a loss sometimes, and I even lost interest this time of the year, and I really stopped watching the games going forward. You know, it was very frustrating. But I would really want to hear from you. What do you think is the best new head coach that they can hire, and what do you think they should do to be better for the next season?
Thanks, Quincy. Rev should go big, and just to say it, what a news dump for the Revs. I love them. Love the partnership that we have. But you slid that one in today after a Patriots victory. So that's why I wanted to at least mention it in the first hour. We keep receipts. Love what the Revs do, though. And you know what? Skaz, I'm going to say this. I think this is a step back for a big step forward for the Revs.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you too much on it. I know it's a football Monday, but yeah, Caleb Porter had to be fired. It was a disaster. You see all the quotes today of him at the beginning of the season saying, you know, these are my players, these are our guys. We're going to turn it around now. Obviously, the opposite of that happened. It was calling it a disaster is almost going too easy on them. I think it was, and It's tough to put the sole blame on Caleb Porter, but he was a disaster as head coach of the Revs.
And listen. The rest might be gone at the end of the year anyways.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is this. I feel like they have an idea. I don't think they make this move without at least having something a little bit bigger down the line.
Yeah, and there's rumors that an Alfo is going to be out at the end of the year as well. And Tom Bogert, who's like the Schefter of the MLS has already reported that the Revs are trying to reach out to Jim Curtin, who's two-time MLS Coach of the Year, has some cachet. So something like that, if that's on the horizon, okay, at least they have a plan. But yeah, the Revs need to do something.
All right, let's talk to Cliff. He's in Hyde Park. Cliff.
What is going on, Joe?
How you doing, bud?
Question for you. I don't want to poo-poo on what everyone is saying about Drake May, but please refresh my memory. Wasn't there a play, a pass, incomplete pass, that could have ended the game?
No, it was a completion, but the guy stepped out of bounds.
No, it was a throw over his head, and then the Patriots had to punt, and they gave him the ball back, and the defense won the game.
Yeah.
Here's my fear. I like Drake May, but and none of us really know. But the question is he working on some of the mechanics, the little throws, the simple throws, the tight windows? That's what I would like to see. That's what I would like to see develop. Yep. That is my fear. That's my Cinderella fear.
Cliff, real quick, I'm on the same page as you on that one, by the way. But I talk to a lot of guys who are like around the team, you know what I mean? And they all kind of dismiss me when I bring that up, saying like he's working on those things. I haven't watched we haven't seen like a TB12 video or anything that he's working on it, you know what I mean? But everyone that I know or people that I'm around that cover the team, they tell me he is working on things.
Well, let's all hope.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. One more. Benny is in Oxford. Benny.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, just hit on a Egbuka anytime touchdown. Some kind of pumped about that.
What was the number on that one?
155.
So plus 155. That's not bad. Wow, for a rookie, huh?
No.
Seems like low number.
Yep. Yeah. Hot that. $155. I'll take that. Anyways, good win yesterday. Like Skaz was talking, I was listening to the morning shows too. The calls were kind of confusing. I don't think we're in position to be criticizing how the Patriots win right now. We'll take any win how they come.
Exactly. Yes. You know what? That's the best quote of the day. We're complaining about wins? Are you serious?
Yeah, it's insane. The biggest thing I liked, obviously Drake looked really good yesterday. I liked how they got him to the line a lot quicker, got the plays a lot quicker. They weren't breaking out a huddle with 7 seconds left in the play clock, and now he's trying to read, get things in motion. They got there early, so Drake was able to read what's going on and, make decisions there. Real quick on the last caller, was he talking about the last drive where they threw the pass instead of running to try to kill clock? Yeah. When they tried to hit Henry on the out?
Yeah, and it was a bad pass, but I also think that, he was scared as hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to me, in my opinion, I don't think I want him to try to squeeze in a tight throw there because Jack Jones can jump the pass and now he's gone.
And just to be clear on that, I want to blame McDaniels for that, but I think it's on the coach. But Vrabel must have said, let's win this thing. You know what I mean?
Agreed. But again, that's one of those throws. Put that where if Henry can make a tremendous catch or it's going to be an incomplete pass. I don't want that to be try to squeeze a pass in there, especially going out like that. Again, Jack Jones touched that pass, and that's a touchdown the other way.
Yep, a bunch of cast-offs on the Dolphins for the Patriots everywhere.
Ex-Patriots over there.
Yep. Did you know that Celtics Media Day is on the 29th, man?
I did not know that. I'm still easing my way back into the Celtics season this year.
Just wanted to let you know.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, okay. Well, just let you know.
Any news on Horford?
No.
Not that I want to get into Celtics talk, but any news on Horford?
So the Kuminga thing, I think, has to happen soon. And I also think Anthony Simons can now be traded from the Celtics, where I know there was a deadline he couldn't. So just keep watching.
Okay.
Thanks, Benny.
Will do.
Appreciate you.
Nice chatting.
All right, take care. All right, we went late, guys, but you know what? The people I would like to give flowers. I would buy you a garden. I want to give flowers to the Patriots. The callers, though, they're not having it. I kind of like this. Maybe tomorrow will be more negative. I don't know. We're going to talk to Doug Kyed. He was in Miami. He also sent me a photo of Versailles. He went to the little Cuban restaurant that I love in Little Havana. So I got to get an update on that. But we got hour 2 of the Sports Hub coming up next in this hour of the Sports Hubs. Brought to you by Valvoline and Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. Get save 15% off your next drive through oil change at Valvoline and Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. If you want to call in, now's the time. We'll take a quick break. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.7.
didn't really have a lot of bad things to say regarding Drake May after the game, so we'll have more of that for you. But I do think it was one of the best games of Drake May's career. And I honestly think he was the best player on the football field. Could you imagine that? Drake May was the best player on the field, no doubt. No more too much on Drake May's plate talk. Were you annoyed, people? I think we got to see what Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels can do for Drake May and how they can impact him. I still have my questions, but I saw it. And when you see something not on his plate as much as I thought it was, but he really just stayed composed. He barely made any mistakes in the game. It was impressive, I got to tell you. He showcased command. Right? Showcased command. He was the star of the show. It all went around him. Found Ramondre Stevenson. Found Kayshon Boutte. The Mac Hollins throw nobody else could get. Right? He ran the ball for first downs. May was 19 of 23 for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. His QB rating was 137. He ran 10 times for 31 yards. He had that nice little touchdown run. Maybe he saw the offsides too, and that was another decision he made, but definitely his best game. He ran the offense. The way they schemed it up, man, he was a great maestro. And yeah, there isn't much on his plate or too much on his plate, at least for this week. You saw things move quickly. He got the ball out of his hands quickly. I think it was measured. He got the throws out in under 3 seconds. Next Gen Stats had him as the third best completion percentage for the week. He made good decisions as a scrambler. He never had any balls in harm's way. That second drive, he was doing some things behind the line of scrimmage. There was a holding call, if you remember. It was a 2nd and 12. He sprinted to the first down, right? Hit Ramondre Stevenson on a check down again. He was taking the profit as they worked on all offseason long. He faced third and manageable. Morgan Moses beat off the snap. He's forced to step up in the pocket. He did it quickly. Slid up, looked downfield, and hit Ramondre Stevenson on a 55-yard run. That was quarterback play. And Ramondre got open. It was something that they worked on that they said they wanted to throw to Travion Henderson for. But he picked up yards when they were there for him. He protected the football. He was accurate. He ran when he wanted. He showed his athleticism. He showed he could handle the offense. And I do think that Josh McDaniels did a lot to help him. Maybe he shrunk the menu in the playbook for him. Right? He wanted to take advantage of his athleticism this week. Last year, he was told not to run. He didn't look like that guy on Sunday. Remember he scrambled on a nice little bootleg and hit Hunter Henry on one play? That was all schemed up. And they did stick with the run. Right? May had 46 attempts in week 1. They can't win that way. But the Patriots ran 29 times on Sunday for 122 yards. They averaged over 4 yards a carry. And Ramondre had 11 of 54. They wanted to make that statement that they wanted to be balanced, and they were. They used their tight ends, and they found Hooper for 3 balls. I mean, Gibson even had some runs as like a wham back on a couple of plays. I thought Drake May was outstanding. It was the best game we saw from him, and you could argue he was the best player on the football field. I didn't know I'd be saying that after last week, everybody. But I'll say it one more time. My leadoff take, the team took the identity of their head coach and their offensive coordinator. And they're now 1-1 on the season. We're going to talk to Doug Kyed coming up in a bit. He was in Miami yesterday. He was there. Yeah, we'll talk about the defense. It wasn't great, I know. I've been all offense all day, but you know what? For the week that we crushed them, I think they deserve their flowers when they respond. 617-779-0985. We'll talk to Doug Kyed, Boston Herald. We'll do that coming up next. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub, I'm Joe Murray, reacting to the victory that was for the Patriots yesterday. It's funny how we're trying to give them their flowers for actually finding a way to win games, while the listeners think that they have a lot of bad habits. So why don't we bring in Doug Kyed? He was in Miami all weekend long. And let's get his advice. He's from the Boston Herald, and he's joining us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Doug, how was Miami, sir?
It was good. We actually didn't spend a ton of time out in Miami or anything like that. Our flight stayed on the tarmac for an hour and a half on our arrival, but we did still wind up getting Cuban food at Versailles. So we talked about that last time. That was the highlight of it.
Did you get a mojito as well?
No, but a couple of guys got Cuban beers called Hatui, which they said was great. So it was a good time at Versailles.
I saw the photos. I was watching. I was following it, but it was a business trip, and I'm trying to give credit to the Patriots. They talked about fast starts. They talked about being more balanced, and that's exactly what the offense was this week. Do you agree that they were at least transparent and did what they mentioned that they wanted to do this week?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they definitely started a lot faster in this game. Drake May came out being extremely efficient. They ran the ball a lot more. They ran the ball a lot better. I think there's some question about whether that was due to, Ramondre Stevenson or due to the offensive line. I think it was a little bit more Stevenson than the O-line, but at least Josh McDaniels was willing to commit to it. And overall, offense looked a lot better in this game. Drake May was spreading the ball around. He was efficient. He was running the ball a lot better. Thought he looked a lot more comfortable running the ball in this game. So offensively, still a few issues, but definitely a much more positive game than week one.
So let's just get the Drake May stuff out of the way. I thought that him and McDaniels really, if it was McDaniels who schemed it up, he orchestrated it outstanding. He used his ability. I think they allowed him to be athletic. They let him run the football. Again, they ran the ball a little bit more than they did the previous week. Is this the best game that Drake May's ever played, and was he the best player on the football field yesterday?
In my opinion, yes, this was Drake May's best start. I think there's better starts to come. Hopefully there's better starts to come. But just looking at it in a vacuum, he won the game. He didn't turn the ball over. He completed over 80% of his passes. He was efficient. He was making big plays, making plays with his legs. So, yeah, this was the best start of Drake May's career. And last week I said, this is what I wanted to see coming out of last week. Last week was a pretty major disappointment after, the hype and everything, everyone expecting the second-year leap from Drake May. We saw a second-year leap in week two that we didn't see in week one. As far as best player on the field, certainly on offense. And yeah, I mean, Milton Williams would be up there. Harold Landry would be up there. But I think Drake probably was. Yeah, he was great in this game.
Doug, can you just kind of mention to our listeners, I was mentioning that, Pop Douglas didn't get as many reps out there yesterday. They used two tight end schemes a lot. Mac Hollins was really impactful, whether it was in special teams or just, in the running game as well, and caught the touchdown. I thought the team showed depth yesterday when I thought it was one of their biggest weaknesses. But are there going to be weeks where, Stephon Diggs, Pop Douglas, even Kyle Williams won't even get on the field? Was that the emphasis yesterday, was to run and be bigger? And how can they go week to week incorporating maybe Pop Douglas and others into the offense?
I think there's still ways to incorporate those guys in the offense, but I also think that if you just purely look at who are the most dependable wide receivers on this team right now, it probably would be Kayshon Boutte, Stephon Diggs, and Mac Hollins. And that's because of Diggs and Hollins' experience, and Boutte just has been that guy, obviously in week one. Week two made a big catch. He's been making big catches all summer. Obviously the team trusts him as a receiver, but I also think they like that he's a bigger wide receiver and he's willing to be a little bit more physical in the run game. So run game is obviously a big thing for Josh McDaniels. That's a big factor in Mac Hollins. On that touchdown, he's almost playing like a flex tight end spot on that play. So I think that they like his flexibility. He's a guy who's 6'4", 220, to get in the mix there as a blocker a little bit, because like if you're looking at his body type, 6'4", 220 isn't that far off from like 6'5", 230, 240, the way that some of these tight ends are. So like he's almost got a tight end body. With Douglas, I think that he just needs to prove in a game that he can stay on the same page as Drake May, that he can settle in zone the way that Josh McDaniels wants him to, because that has been an issue the last couple of years with Demario Douglas, being in the right spot at the right time. And that's so important with Josh McDaniels, being able to depend on these quarterbacks, being able to depend on these wide receivers in this system. And it's also important for the quarterbacks to be on the same page as those wide receivers. So that, if I had to guess, seems like the thing that could be holding Douglas back a little bit.
All right, we're talking to Doug Kyed. He's of the Herald. He also does the Pat, you and Hurley, right? Pat's Chat.
Pat's Chat podcast, that's right.
So I want to give him some credit, too, because he came out and said, there wasn't too much on Drake May's plate, and I agree this week. Yeah, week one's different, right? You have the whole offseason to kind of prepare for these things. So I'll take the L on too much on his plate. I also took the Dolphins, so I'll take the L on that one as well. But I do want to celebrate their win. And, when I look at it, I felt like we saw an identity on both McDaniels for Drake May's point of view. But defensively, they weren't great, and we can get into all that. But the significance and identity is, Harold Landry had a sack, didn't do much during the game, but had a big play. And then Milton Williams closed it out. I know there were two guys that were signed this offseason. But when you think about Mike Vrabel's play as a Patriot, he was that guy, right? The guy late in games would have the big sack, the big pass rush. And I just felt like I saw that identity in Landry and Williams yesterday. And finally, I think I get it now where Mike Vrabel's stable can be with the team.
Yeah, I think that they started to show an identity on offense much more than I thought they did in week one, where, I've said all offseason, like, I expect this team to come out running the ball, and they really just abandoned it right away in week one. So this seemed more like the identity of the Patriots offense. And I'm with you on the defense as well. And I think that it was so important for those guys to be the ones who are making plays at the end of the game, because Harold Landry, he was cut from the Titans. Patriots then signed him to a pretty big deal as a free agent, and he's already got 3.5 sacks on the season, leads the NFL. And that sack came at a extremely important time on third down against the Dolphins. Then obviously the Milton Williams sack came at an even bigger moment. That was a game-winning sack. And those are the types of plays that you need out of a guy who's making $26 million a year, signed a deal for $104 million. So Vrabel said it after the game, like, you want your best players to be the ones who are making plays. I think that that's what Landry and Williams showed yesterday, is that they can be two of the Patriots' best players. And I think that signing of Landry was really smart. He's a team leader. He's a captain. He knows exactly what Mike Vrabel wants. And he's a guy who will obviously buy into Mike Vrabel. I think that's a really important thing for this team right now, too, is to, lay down that identity, to establish that identity. You need guys who are bought in. And it really feels like this entire roster is pretty bought into Vrabel right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm bought in. I bought in. I was here. Myself and Alex Barth were here. We worked post-game yesterday, but we watched the game together. And I bet the Dolphins. So when the Dolphins had the false start after a first down, they had a delay a game after a first down.
Yep.
Then the false start, I walked out of the studio and said, that's it. That's it. See you later. They're done. And then I just got on the Patriots side. But just, I wanted to bring up the kick return here. You were in the building. You're there. The Patriots just give up that horrible return. What happened after that? Did they get together? I don't know why, but my mind's eye is telling me they got together. Maybe there was like a quick, Springer was with the team, and then they got out for the return. And I didn't know he had that type of acceleration. But what was the stadium like, and your reaction? Like, what was that whole moment like for you there? Can you kind of break it down for us?
Yeah, it was unbelievable, because hopes were so high, I think, for the Miami crowd after that punt return that they were going to win the game and they could do this. And then the whole stadium just really deflated after the Antonio Gibson kick return. And it's funny covering a win on the road. And it's something that like you never really get used to, is that obviously when you're covering a win at home, like the crowd's going crazy. You're like, all right, they won the game. All right, I'll, finish what I'm writing. When you're on the road, it's just so quiet when that moment happens. And in this game, obviously it was the Antonio Gibson kick return, but also that sack from Milton Williams, that everything then gets quiet. Then you really do have to kind of put your head down and finish what you're writing and everything like that. But no, I mean, Gibson, he ran a 4.3 coming out of Memphis. He was a wide receiver at Memphis. I think he's like put on some pounds since then, but he can turn on the jets. He's a fast guy, and that's a pretty dangerous kick return duo that the Patriots have there in Gibson and Henderson. And it really feels like there's going to be more of those kick return touchdowns this year. So to have both of those guys back there, I think teams have been trying to kick away from Henderson, and they're kicking to Gibson. But now, after seeing him return it, for a 90-yard touchdown, maybe then they have to make the decision of like, all right, I guess we'll try to kick it to Henderson and see what he can do now. But those guys are weapons back there.
The depth too. I thought the Patriots didn't have any, right? Depth guy, Mac Hollins, depth guy. They even had it on defense as well. Mapu had the interception there as well. Just speaking of the defense, can this continue? It's bad back there, and there's a chance. Christian Gonzalez, it was evident yesterday they missed him.
Yeah, I mean, I think just looking at that defensive performance, the Patriots do still have so much more to prove, moving forward here. Obviously, this was a huge win. This is what they needed. I think the team can rally around a win like this, especially coming in Miami where they never win. But that defensive performance was really concerning. First drive looked great, forced a 3-and-out. And then they were an absolute sieve for the rest of the game. Like, could not stop anything from the Dolphins. And that was a Dolphins team that really struggled the week prior against the Colts. So I think the linebacker play is a problem right now. Those guys have to play better. Robert Spillane and Christian Ellis, they're missing tackles out there. They're struggling in coverage. Like, you can't have Robert Spillane in one-on-one coverage or man coverage against Devon Achane. That's just such a mismatch, and that resulted in a 29-yard touchdown. Some of the safety play is a little bit concerning right now. Alex Austin, he's a good backup cornerback, but you can't have him out there against a Tyreek Hill or a Jalen Waddle because those guys are just too fast. He got turned around on the big play by Waddle. So Patriots really miss Christian Gonzalez, but even I think that if you inserted Christian Gonzalez in that game yesterday, defense plays better. But I think that you still come out of that game saying, like, there's some issues on this team because as good as the pass rush was at the end, it was pretty much non-existent in the first half. So obviously that's got to get fixed up a little bit. And not sure what they do at linebacker. Like Christian Ellis, there wasn't really a guarantee that he was going to be a starter this year. So maybe when Jelani Tavai comes back, maybe he gets inserted in the mix. Like you said, Marte Mapu had the interception. Seems like Vrabel is a huge Mapu guy. He just loves how he's in, meetings, studying. He's taking accountability for the punt team. So I'd like to see him play a little bit more, especially if he can prove that he can tackle better than Christian Ellis, because he can definitely move better than him.
There was something about those game balls. I saw the video.
Yeah,
something about it, right? I don't know, and I know Kraft got in there, and people want to give their own opinion to that. I'll stay out of that one. That's Talk Show Joe stuff right there. But yeah, you're right. The Mapu, that it showed that he's working, and hey guys, watch what he does. Right, this is why we like him. The other one was the Borregales, right? He give him the game ball. He said he believed in him. I don't know if I do believe that, but you know what? The kid kicked there. That's why I think it was surprising, frustrating. I can only imagine what it was like in the booth or the press box for those ones. But they're going to stick with him at this point, right?
Yeah, they will. And I think that this is one of Mike Vrabel's biggest strengths, is like his motivation tactics. I think it was really evident after this game, not only seeing him give that game ball to Andy Borregales and, talk him up this morning, saying that they're sticking behind him, they're with him, not even thinking about moving on from him yet. I think that that's what he does when a guy's at a low point, is he really tries to lift him up and get him out of the gutter. Whereas with Drake May plays, like I said, best game of his NFL career. And when someone asks Vrabel about it after the game, he says, yeah, there was some good, but there's a lot of things that we need to fix as well. So he doesn't want to get guys too high either, because I don't think he wants them to be complacent. And not saying that Drake May, there's a concern of that happening, but I think that that's the way that Mike Vrabel he doesn't manipulate guys, but he he definitely has different motivational tactics, and he knows how to talk to guys in certain moments to make sure they're not getting too low, but also to keep that pedal down when players are playing well.
All right, Doug. The trade for Jalen Polk happened this weekend. Were you guys on the plane? When did you hear about that? And I saw you tweet something earlier tonight. Nico Collins had a touchdown in the game, and I see AJ Brown just not really doing much with the Eagles right now. And I don't know. I just think about these second round picks and how the Patriots have missed out on them.
It's crazy, but I also there was no other option with Jalen Polk. Jalen Polk wasn't even making this team in training camp next year, barring some disaster for the Patriots wide receiver core. So yeah, it was a horrible use of a second round pick, total draft bust, bad pick by Elliott Wolf. But at this point, you just got to get him out of here because even to get a 2027 6th round pick, at least you're getting something for him. Otherwise, you're probably just releasing him next offseason. I think if anything, Polk was a good player at the University of Washington. I'm a Huskies fan, so I watched every one of their games.
He was great, inside, outside. Yeah, he was awesome.
He was. This is going to sound like I'm saying this in retrospect. Odunze was obviously better than him, and I think that Jalen McMillan was a little bit better too. But he got hurt that season, so Polk took over. But still, I think that most people considered him a second round pick. I don't think it worked out from a personality standpoint. It never really felt like that everything was clicking there. And there's no excuse there because the Patriots had Tyler Hughes as their wide receivers coach last year.
Yeah.
He was with Washington in 2023. So they should have known exactly what they were getting from a personality standpoint there. But yeah, what I tweeted was that as a team, there's no path to getting that alpha X number one wide receiver because you either have to trade a first round pick or multiple first round picks for that guy. You have to land him in the top 10. So I think the Patriots, the smartest thing you can do is just keep taking swings on guys in the second and third round. Identify those 6'4" guys who test well, maybe didn't do everything they could in college because they're quarterback or whatever it was, but try to land a steal in one of those guys. I don't mind them swinging and missing because I think there is a chance that you could actually land that guy in one of those spots eventually.
I just wonder in the McDaniels offense, here I go, I sound negative when I say this, but can those guys get all three downs, right? Can those guys be on the field? I mean, Pop Douglas is one of their best receivers this offseason, right?
Yeah.
He's not getting the reps of a Mac Hollins. And I know you mentioned it. It's been really bootying him, but if they do get that type of guy, can the McDaniels offense keep him on the field? And I don't know, but maybe that's why they were successful all those Brady years because when they had the guys who did their job and knew the offense, that's all they needed.
No, it's true, but I think there is that spot. That type of player would take Kayshon Boutte's spot in the offense right now. He would be that every down guy who's big enough to be used as a blocker if necessary, but can get open downfield, get off press coverage, that type of thing. So I do think there is a spot for that. But obviously, throughout the years in Josh McDaniels' offense, ton of success in the slot, but Brandon LaFell was a 900-yard receiver here. I don't think he ever had a season like that anywhere before. Randy Moss is obviously the best example in 2007 with the season that he had. So there were ex-wide receivers who did thrive in the McDaniels offense, even though it was more of the slot guys. But yeah, I think there's definitely a spot for it. You just have to find that player, and it's just becoming so difficult to land that top tier wide receiver. And that's why you spend $25 million or whatever it is on Stephon Diggs. And, we'll be quick on Diggs, but obviously not living up to that contract yet at this point. It's still early, still less than a year removed from the ACL tear. But you would like to start to see a little bit more out of Diggs moving forward here.
All right, man. Have you been able to recoup from your Miami trip and think about Pittsburgh yet?
Little bit, yeah. I'm excited. Aaron Rodgers coming in. I think this is another good test for the Patriots here. I think it'll be a better test for the offense just because people are hypercritical of the Dolphins defense, where that team is, their secondary. And I don't know, you can only play the opponent that's in front of you, but I do think that the Steelers are another good litmus test to see if the Patriots offense can keep it up here. So I haven't got too far ahead on the Steelers, but I do think it's a good matchup for this team coming in at this moment.
Tomorrow night, I'll be giving you Mike Tomlin off a loss. going on the road. So I'll have all those numbers for you. But, hey, Vegas at least believes in the Patriots. They've had them at 3 points or less for 3 straight games. So
there we go.
we'll have to continue to see.
TJ Watt itself in that game is a good test. Although, like, Patriots offensive line, I thought did very well pass protection wise against the Dolphins. And I think that's where I don't love the criticism of like, I was against the Dolphins defense. Like, they've got Bradley Chubb, they've got Matthew Judon, they've got Jalen Phillips, they've got Chop Robinson. Like, they've got some guys as pass rushers that the Patriots offensive line was able to stop. And yes, their secondary is banged up, but like, I don't know, Rasul Douglas has been a starter for the last however many years in the NFL. Jack Jones, he moves around a lot, but he starts everywhere he goes, and they were still able to have success against some of those guys. So I'm not totally discounting this offensive performance just because it came against Miami.
Did you see all those cast-offs? Jake Bailey, Cardona.
Oh, yeah.
Jack
I ran into Cardona actually in the hallways, so it was good to see Cardona, catch up with him a little bit.
Is he like, man, I left some adversity and there's even more adversity here?
I mean, I don't know if he's necessarily said that, but yeah, I mean, like it's tough for him, obviously, because signed a 1-year deal down there. I was saying to him like, hey, it's gonna be hot in December, so that'll be nice, you know. They're coming up to New England, I think, in early January. So another reunion, and the Dolphins will get to play in the cold here for once.
That'll be Zach Wilson in that game, I'm sure. Or Quinn Ewers, who knows?
Quinn Ewers will be fun.
It'd be very, very fun. And should I just start it now? Bill Belichick to the Dolphins.
Man.
He'll break Don Shula's record as a member of the Dolphins.
I don't know if any NFL team is touching Bill at this point, but how great would that would be fantastic, honestly.
I like to stir the pot about stuff that are fantasies that will never come true. It's kind of the Joe show in general, Doug, you know.
Hey, I mean that one I would love. I don't know if the ghost of Don Shula would allow that to happen.
Oh, that would no.
Yeah, no.
It would not.
That'd be a cursed franchise. It'd be another 50 years before they win a Super Bowl.
I do have 2 names though. I think John Gruden could be interesting there,
right?
And I think Jeff Hafley from Green Bay, former BC head coach. I think he's going to get a head coaching job with what Green Bay is doing this year, and I think that could be a spot for him, but. Ooh, there's a lot of adversity going on in Miami right now.
It is, and I like Mike McDaniel as a guy. I think it's interesting to have him as a head coach and everything like that. And obviously, it started so hot for him that I don't blame him for doing this. But I do wonder if he leaned into his shtick a little bit too much, and now that's maybe making it easier for players to tune out and for the team to move on from him. So I encourage coaches to be themselves. I think it's disappointing that. But I don't know if he did himself many favors.
All right. Well, people love you, Doug. I see it in our chat right now. We have someone from Seattle, Carrie Ann. She's in every night watching from Seattle, and she shouts you out all the time. And we also have somebody on Twitter who said that you're chill. You need to get yourself more in the mix on the radio. So there you go.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, shout out to Carrie Ann. I like my fellow Pacific Northwesters. So, yeah.
Go Jake Browning.
There we go. I know. Huskies legend.
Toe Burrow is gonna miss some time there. All right, he's Doug Kyed, everybody. Check him out. Boston Herald, Patch, Chad. Doug, appreciate you, man. We'll catch up soon.
Absolutely, anytime, Joe.
You got it. He's Doug Kyed, everybody. He was live in Miami yesterday, and he got Versailles, which is my favorite Cuban restaurant in Little Havana, and they make the best little pounded chicken. Oh, they pound the crap out of that chicken, Skaz. It's so thin, and the juices that they put on there, and it comes with rice and a side of beans and plantains. It's phenomenal. And you get a mojito with a little umbrella in the drink. And it's fantastic. We got to go to headlines. I'm Joe Murray.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius.
where to win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly. And that is how you lose the game. You're moving the ball down the field. You're 1st and 10, and then you find yourself at 2nd and 20. That was critical.
Let me just say this. We're going to let you hear that again. But I did an event this weekend with the Sports Hub. It was at a dispensary. And let's just say that when I got to talk to a lot of the people, I felt like when I was talking to people that we were all on the same page. You know what I mean? It's kind of, I don't want to say it's like we're stoners, man. We just understand each other. But like, I don't know. I really understood. Shout out to Green Meadows out in Marlboro with a new location. I was there on Sunday. I met a lot of people there. But they were all like, Joe, I love you, man. I connect with you so much. And I was like, thanks, dude. You know, like it was like a connection, you know? And as everybody's buying their cannabis, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, what do you got there, man? I got some sativas, you know, the flowers. Oh, dude, I love the sativa, man. And it's just like a connection, you know? So I thank all the Joe Show listeners that are out there because I'm sure we're connecting in ways that you wouldn't even know. But when I listen to Mike McDaniel talk, he sounds stoned out of his mind that I don't understand what he's calling. We have a guy that calls in. Is his name Joe? I love him. He calls in every once in a while. It's got to be like once a quarter he calls in, but he's always like, "Hey Joe, I went to the store and I got a Sicilian pizza and it was awesome, man." And
to win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game.
Did you get that? So, Skaz, you know, I've always been told if you want a good chicken sandwich, you got to find a place that does a good chicken sandwich. Been told that once or twice in my life. I heard famous man once told me that once. And this one was if you want to win games, you got
to win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game.
So does he relate? Do you understand him when he speaks?
No. This is
that's what I'm trying to say.
Clip drove
I
me
thought
nuts.
He was stoned, but I can't understand it. So therefore, he's not stoned. He can't be high, right? Because when I do hear him, I feel baked. I'm like, oh God. But no, I'm not relating to any of that.
You can't relate to that. To win the game, you got to win the game, Joe.
He's done. They play Buffalo on Thursday. Excuse me.
Woof.
Friday morning, baby.
You think he's done Friday morning?
Friday morning, he packs his bags, takes his vape.
Can't forget the vape.
He can't forget the vape. They send him on his way. I don't know who takes over. Is Wes Welker still with them? I actually don't know who's with them. Who could be there? Well,
I think Wes Welker's in Washington, I believe.
Dolphins coaching staff. Because here's the other thing. Tyreek Hill's done. The Chiefs are going to call him. The Chiefs will make the move. They'll do it. I don't know where they're going to find all those bodies. Like, how could we'll get into the Chiefs later. Hang on. But it sounds like the Chiefs have called. I'd call on everybody. I'd call on Bradley Chubb. I'd call on Matthew Judon, even though he's probably stuck there. I would call everybody. Minka Fitzpatrick, you name it, I'd call. I think they've hit their ceiling. I'd call on Tua. Achan's probably the one guy I'd hang on to right now.
Oh, yeah. Build your team around a running back.
No, but I'd hang on to Waddle, too.
For what, though? Like, if you get something for Waddle, trade him.
Okay. I'm not opposed to it. They're done. They're done. It's like I used to feel like that with the Steelers, Skaz, when they had Ben Roethlisberger. I'd be like, how much longer can they keep bringing this group back? And yes, they would be. They would be a playoff team. This group here, I don't know, man. Maybe Darrell Bevell could take over. He's the quarterback's coach. I'm just thinking of some guys that they have that at least have some experience there.
You know who lives in South Florida, Joe?
Who's that?
John Gruden. You gonna bring him over there?
Said that to Doug Kyed in the
Yeah.
interview. If I was
It's your guy.
If I was John Gruden, I would take the Barstool paycheck for the rest of the year, and I would go to the highest bidder.
You don't want to go to that Dolphins team right now.
Where could you get more money right now? Virginia Tech, Miami. Who's the other? Oh, UCLA. They got money.
That's a big one. Are they really going to pay though that much? Like I don't know.
I mean, Belichick's getting what? 6, 7? Oh no, Belichick's
10,
getting over
right?
10.
10.
Gruden's a 6, 7 million guy. Does he get that in the NFL, Gruden? By the way, I don't know.
It would take a desperate team, and the Dolphins might be that desperate team.
He's done. That comment, done. Players meeting, done.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game.
What did Madden say? Whatever team scores the most points will win.
You got to score more points than the other team.
Yeah, there you go.
I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it. Every clip was just him talking about football and Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Turducken. I love duck wings.
I think we had him here.
Yeah,
one
we got
night.
him from
Yeah,
Avenue
that's
in
right.
Somerville. Shout out to
Very
Gino.
good.
Ooh, we should I can give him a call.
There you go.
Could really use that Detroit style. Oh.
I mentioned Detroit style recently, and people looked at me like I was crazy. I've never heard of it.
Do you know that there's a Chicago style?
I
that's
did a
not
terrible job of explaining it too. How would you describe Detroit style
I would
pizza?
say you get a pan where you put butter all around the edges, and then when you put the dough in, the dough goes around the edges, and then you cook the pizza with cheese on it and your toppings, and then you put the sauce on top. When you take it out of the pan is so crusted on the outside with butter and the bottom that when you eat it, it's like you're eating buttered dough, but the sauce is on the top.
Should be writing this down.
It's like thick like a Sicilian, but not a Sicilian. It's a square, but it's not Sicilian. It's big. Anything else?
That's it.
Do you know they make a Chicago style that's really thin? And our buddy at Burn Edges, Tim, he gave it to me, and I ate it.
This was like almost like pita bread almost,
Yes,
right?
I took a bite in the car. We're probably what, less 0.8 miles away from there, maybe. I ate half the pizza on the way over because it was so thin and so crunchy and so good. We have to go to break. Getting hungry. Hey, we got In or Out next here on 98 Found the Sports.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.
And later on tonight, the Chargers travel to Vegas. They'll take on the Raiders. Patriots coming off their win in Miami yesterday. They'll prepare for the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. Mike Vrabel saying there's a chance that Christian Gonzalez could play. The Red Sox off tonight. They lost 2 out of 3 to New York. And the Revs today, they have moved on from their head coach, Caleb Porter. Headlines, they are brought to you by Super Service today, Massachusetts' #1 provider for residential and commercial plumbing, heating and cooling, and drain cleaning. Day or night, always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. I'm Joe Murray.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub.
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is
50-year-old quarterbacks that were good at flag football.
Flag football.
That's what I said, flag football.
50, though. 50.
Yeah, 50.
A little old.
Yeah, what's for John Rondo right now?
He's not 50.
He's the greatest flag football player in the world right now. Ranked, I believe.
How old do you think Rondo is?
36.
39.
40.
Almost 40.
You don't think he's got another 10 years in him?
I don't think so, but that's just me.
Add a gold medal to Brady's mantle. It's happening. In.
All right, Joe, while we're on the topic of football, a lot of injuries at the quarterback position around the league. Some speculation before the show where these guys may end up. Joe Murray, would you be in or out on Kirk Cousins back to Minnesota?
And he looked sad last night. Watching that game was putrid because did you bet any anytime touchdown scorers last night? Did you have Tyler Algier as one of those?
I certainly did not.
Okay, so it was horrible to watch. That game was horrible. Horrible. By the way, the J.J. McCarthy injury.
Yeah, what's up? You're sniffing this one? I saw Lifshatz was kind of sniffing around it too. What's going on there? You don't believe he's injured?
Too much on the line for them to be going with a rookie who makes mistakes. There's too much talent on that team for him not be able to get the ball out. Hawkinson got 1 reception. Now, granted, Justin Jefferson had like 60 yards catching in the first half. Horrible. And Carson Wentz is the answer, guys. Let me tell you. Yeah, they're trading for Kirk Cousins. It's happening.
We're going to get treated to Carson Wentz, Marcus Mariota, Mac Jones.
When do we get Jameis Winston?
Well, Joe, fake reports out there, but some reports. Would you be in or out on Jameis Winston to the Bengals?
In. No, I think Jake Browning would play, honestly. I think Browning can start in this league, dude. Would I do that? Yes. I'll tell you, though. Kevin O'Connell with Jameis Winston? Sign me up. I think it'd be a high-powered offense. I do. Now, the turnover-worthy plays would be the concern on that. There's too much going on in Minnesota to be dealing with a rookie. The growing pains. There's just too much going on there. Hey, Sam Darnold played pretty well yesterday.
All right, Joe. This from Fox Sports. I put this in Slack, and you told me fun.
I'm out.
It would be fun.
For this year's team?
Yeah.
Give me Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook off the bench.
Out on Kevin Love, on Russell Westbrook.
I'm only going to go with Westbrook if I get Love.
You need them both?
I get my guy, you get your guy, we call it a day. I will say this, though. Russell Westbrook on the Celtics off the bench would have to be a guy that penetrates the basket and not a three-point shooter. And would that work?
No, probably not, but it would be interesting, Joe. It would be good content.
Would I rather Russell Westbrook than the LSU point guard there that nobody liked? Who's the guy?
Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons, yeah. What do you call him, a quarterback?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Whatever, the point guard there. Give me Russell. Okay. Russell Westbrook's a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. Without a doubt. So is Kevin Love.
Yes. There was a time in my life where I thought he was one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, I would agree. He averaged a triple-double for a season. Russell Westbrook's problem is he doesn't play winning basketball all the time.
Exactly.
His decision-making, his TWOPs, as Lipschatz would call them. A lot of turnover-worthy plays for Westbrook.
I don't want to call him a selfish player because I don't think he is.
No, I think he's a good teammate.
Yeah.
I just think he makes bad decisions.
If Peyton Pritchard's going to start, you're going to need something off the bench. I think right now they want it to be Anthony Simons, but I wouldn't be surprised if they traded Simons, saved money, and went with Westbrook. And in that case, I think he could handle their bench. Why do I feel like he's going to go back to the Clippers? Right? Don't the Clippers have everybody there? Can they find him a no-show job?
They sent him to Philly with Paul George and all the old guys there.
For a throwaway year, though, give me Love and Westbrook as a package deal off the bench.
There you go. You heard it here first. Joe, we will head to Popeyes for this next one.
Oh, I love Popeyes.
Popeyes is doing a collaboration with the YouTube series Hot Ones. The menu just dropped with new sauces. You can get the sizzling sriracha dippers, smoking rojo sandwich, or the daring dab ghost wings. And add the last dab to any entree.
The last dab? What's that mean?
That is like on the show Hot Ones when they eat like the final wing.
Yeah.
They do the last dab as like the hottest hot sauce there is. So Joe Murray, are you in or out on the Popeyes Hot Ones crossover?
In. Oh my God. I had a chicken sandwich at a place that wasn't Popeyes this week, and it made me want Popeyes. It's potatoes, gravy. Oh, they got great little chicken strips, and they have awesome potato wedges. I don't know if anybody loves potato wedges, but it's very good. I prefer Popeyes over KFC and things to that degree. In on Popeyes, a lot of pickle. Oh, they got a chilled pickle lemonade. Did you ever have that?
That sounds.
Red Sox have had like 4 or 5, right?
The comeback, 4 days in October.
Comeback 4 days. Yep, 4 days in October.
100 years of baseball history. Still, we believe the Boston Red Sox movie.
Should we put Jimmy Fallon's movie?
You gonna put Fever Pitch in there?
Fever Pitch in there.
The Clubhouse. We got the Clubhouse, Joe. A year with the Red Sox.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
the Celtics have how many?
Oh, Celtic City.
They just did Celtic City. There's the '86 documentary.
We had the Tatum took part in the basketball version of the QB one.
Yeah. We missing any other sport? Oh well, Pasternak was on the hockey one they did, right?
That sounds correct.
Or was it Swayman? I can't remember now.
It was so riveting we can't remember.
So Mark?
He's deep in the weeds right now.
Oh, he's in the weeds.
Oh yeah, putting him to work.
All right. Well, we all love the weeds.
Heard some interesting stories this weekend, Joe.
Yes, I went to a great dispensary in Marlboro and met a lot of vendors. Met a lot of them. Green Meadows, Marlboro. It's right next to a Chipotle and a Raising Cane's. And in the same plaza, there's a Ben & Jerry's as well.
Feels like a good spot for a dispensary.
And across the street, there's a Friendly's and a 110. There's all sorts of things there.
Mark's saying he's very familiar with that area.
Very familiar, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot going on over there. Now, it did take me 90 minutes to get there. Other side of the world. That's the other side of the world. But met a lot of fans of the show who are also cannabis enthusiasts.
They fit right on.
And thank you to Rob and Chris there. Outstanding job. I met the whole entire staff. Literally. And I met all the vendors. Jeter, Pax, Coast. Oh!
Our favorite Jeter.
Oh, yeah. Jeeter. All right, we'll go to break. Let's do a little around the NFL. There's a lot going on and with injuries, and maybe we'll get some more. Why can't anybody score? Let's go to break. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Cup involved in Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like, they got him going. So when I look at it is you can attack them. You certainly can. Some other games around the NFL that I thought was interesting. Just going through the list. The Cardinals beat the Panthers. They're now 2-0. I had the Panthers to cover. They did. Bryce Young had 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards. I'd watch out for him in a couple of weeks. I think the Panthers are playing better ball. They covered this week, even though they lost. That's the game I would look at for the Patriots. You might think they can beat the Panthers. I don't know. Bryce Young can move. I'm Ted McMillan, right? He's been really good. I've got that one circled for the Patriots. Falcons won on Sunday Night Football. It's just bad game overall. Horrible. Somehow the Colts won 29-28. I don't know how. I'm out on Indiana Jones, by the way. Out. Hate the nickname. Out. Hate it.
First time the Colts have been 2-0 since 2009.
Is that Peyton? That's Peyton Manning.
That's a long time.
Did you see the owner on the...
I fired up.
I'm talking about the daughter.
The daughter on the sidelines
yeah.
there, rocking the headset. Yeah, she I guess she's been doing that for a while.
Yep. I noticed this week.
I like that. Involved.
Colts 29-28. Ravens all over the Browns.
I don't know what the Browns do. Flacco stinks. I don't know.
Cowboys snuck one out versus the Giants.
You think we see Shedeur or Gabriel soon? It's probably Gabriel first, right?
Gabriel first. Zappy's been doing scout team.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
It's my guy. Bengals held on. Yeah, did you cover, Skaz? You had the Jags, right?
It was 3.5. Well, yeah, I don't think we covered. They should have.
Out.
They should have won that game.
They should have. You're damn right. They even held a press conference. Well, not a press conference, but they got together and they talked to the whole team and said Duval, and everyone loved it. I should mention that the NFL, my hottest take, and I just want you to know this. A lot of the media got in on this, but I just want to be fair that I have been saying this for a really long time.
Months.
The Chiefs are 0-2, and I said that they're not going to make the playoffs this year. In the Super Bowl era, there have been 6 teams to make the playoffs after starting 0-3. If you really look at it, the Chiefs have lost 3 in a row. They lost the Super Bowl and the 2 first games of the year. So no team has made the playoffs starting 0-3 since the 1990s. Since 1990. 165 teams have started 0-3. Only 4 made the playoffs. The 2018 Texans. They were the only team to do it this century. So the Chiefs got issues. Joe Burrow is toe surgery. J.J. McCarthy, don't know what happened there. Jaden Daniels could miss time. Would that be Mariota time?
Yeah, which I feel like they play the Raiders. Like, Mariota's a serviceable backup. He's fine.
He's fine. Good athlete.
Yeah.
What are the injuries? Anything else happen around the league? But there could be some big moving parts. That Chiefs thing, though, I smelled it. They don't suck by any means. Like, don't get me wrong.
I have a Chiefs thing, but I'll save it for Musings. It irked me though this weekend. I don't know if you saw what they were wearing pregame. Some of the players.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
We can do it now if you want. Yeah, sure.
No, let's do it now. Why not?
Travis Kelce, a couple other Chiefs were wearing free Rashee Rice shirts before the game, walking around on the field. This isn't a guy who was suspended for no reason. This isn't a guy who, was smoking a little weed or something like that. No, he caused a serious car accident that could have, cost people their lives. I think that's an all-time bad look. Words I can't say.
From a professional team that's won and has been there before, that's faced a lot of adversity with players on their team.
I don't think we need the free Rashee Rice shirts on the sideline.
It's a bad look.
Especially from a guy like Travis Kelce, who you think would know better at this point, but he continues to prove that he's an unbelievable tool. That went right at my tailpipe, as they would say.
No moral high ground on the show, but the Chiefs need to be better than that.
Yeah, between the Chiefs and the Georgia football program, they need some driving lessons between the two of them. I would just advise, the
Miami
Chiefs.
Might be,
Miami's up there as well, but I'm all for trying to rally your team, and now you're 0-2. I don't think the free Rashee Rice shirts are the way to go about it, at least for me personally.
No moral high ground, but it's a bad look when you get a bunch of guys that have get in trouble every year. It's just a bad look.
Yeah, and it's not like he was, like I said, smoking weed or did something innocuous. No, he committed a crime. He's rightfully suspended. He accepted the suspension. So maybe focus on the football, Chiefs.
Okay. Let's talk to Bob. He's in Lawrence. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Joe. If we're talking about a little cannabis, dude, you have never mentioned the fact that Kowloon has its own brand of cannabis drink.
Yes, they have multiple.
The Scorpion Bowl.
Yeah, it's through Levia.
Yeah. It's good. It's 5 milligrams. Does the job.
Oh, yes. Yes, Bob. I very much am aware.
Oh yeah, I just never heard you talk about it on the show. Hey, if I bring a can to the Woodward Narcod show, do you autograph it for me?
You want my autograph?
I got Fred Touch's autograph on a bobblehead, so figured this would be the best thing.
How about this? I'll take a photo with you.
Oh, I'm not a selfie guy, Joe. I don't do that.
All right, fine. I'll do the autograph. I'll be there the 27th.
The 27th. All right, man. I'll buy another one of your cards. That's a good show. That's a lot of good stuff there.
It's a great show.
A lot of good memorabilia.
Best flipping card show. I'll be there. Would you buy something off me? How can I remember who you are?
It was a Bo Jackson rookie card.
Ah, yes. Gotcha, bro. Now I meet a lot of people, but you've now identified yourself.
Yeah, man. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Hey, you too, man. I'll be there the 27th.
Sounds good, man.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Not an autograph guy. Like, hey, can I get your autograph? I'm like, why? What do you want what the hell do I do? I go, how about we take a photo?
Yeah, photos. I'd prefer the photo over the autograph.
Why do you want my autograph?
Who's the last person you asked for a photo with?
Can't talk about that. I got denied.
What do you mean?
I asked someone for a photo and they denied me.
So you can't talk about it?
They wanted me to pay for it.
Now
I'll tell you off the.
You've piqued my interest even more, Joe. Our 4 listeners.
I don't want to upset anybody.
Who's the last person, not in an environment like that? Like you would just happen to stumble upon them.
Fisk.
Okay, you were in the same box, right?
Yes, and he asked me what I wanted for dinner.
No.
And it was either lobster rolls or steak.
Not both?
And I suggested this is a Hall of Famer here. I think he deserves both steak and lobster. And guess what they brought us?
Both.
Steak and lobster.
Beautiful.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Like, who am I? I only want to give the best to the best.
No, you didn't want it for yourself at all. No,
I gave it for him.
Of course.
He deserves it. I'm just having dinner with him. I do think I'm a mover and a shaker, though.
Headline maker.
Exactly. Yeah. But know what, though? I will say this. All right, in the whole world of autographs and stuff like that, I understand that people, like, for example, when I do card shows, I buy the table. Like, I'm there. Everybody wants a discount. It's like, dude, I put a lot into this, man. Like, you want to do the deal because it's a good deal for you, but, like, what about me? I get up here early, I do this, I do that. I hate to give them that speech, but it's like, this is what I do. So when I do see some of the athletes who set up tables as well, they're the same thing. They spent their time there. They put money. It's a lot. So I get when someone says, oh, my autograph's worth this. I just thought it was a photo. And actually, I was going to post it to my social media with my hundreds of thousands of followers, but whatever, that part doesn't matter as a flex right there.
My autograph's not even worth the paper I'd write it on, Joe. So I'm out on the autographs.
But yes, I was denied recently a photo, and I just said, no problem at all. And then the person told me that it's a certain amount, and I said, no problem at all, dude. And it wasn't that I'm cheap. It wasn't that I didn't have the money. I did them a solid. I thought they would do me a solid. That's called partnerships, guys. You scratch mine, I scratch yours. I go to the dispensary, I ask for my guys. Hey, I got to bring some stuff back to the guys, and they say, what do you want?
Joe takes care of his people.
With an eye roll. I got an eye roll, but still, I had to, if you don't
you got to ask.
People call it shooting your shot. If I don't ask, I don't know. Anyways, that turned into a... But you know what, though? Here's the deal. Just say no. Don't charge me. Just say no. Don't meet your heroes either. How about that, guys? Don't meet your heroes. Never want to meet your heroes because you'll be disappointed.
You think that's true?
Jerry Cantrell's my number one music performer of all time. When I met him, I tried to talk to him, and he just smoked cigarettes in my face the whole time.
I mean, he's a rock star, though. Isn't that kind of what you want?
I thought he would at least say something back to me. I asked him a question.
Nothing.
I said, hey, in the movie, in the song Them Bones, is it drop D? Is that the chord that you're playing there? How is it so strong? And he just looked at me and smoked butts and stared at me. And I said, thank you, Mr. Cantrell. And that's my story of Jerry Cantrell. And then I caught him driving a dune buggy in the parking lot next to me. And still didn't want to show me any attention. It's okay. You ever been on a dune buggy?
I think like in the Carolinas, yeah. Kitty Hawk down there.
Remember Grandma went on the dunes and it was the buggy and Napoleon Dynamite?
It all comes back to Napoleon Dynamite.
Let's go to break. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Zone.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
14-13. That's the score of the football game. The Bucs lead, though, 14-13. 3 minutes to go in the fourth. Let's see what happens here. C.J. Stroud has the football later on tonight. Vegas, they See if Baker ball can happen tonight. Crochet again, double-digit strikeouts on Sunday. The Red Sox finished the season 9-4 against the Yankees. But they're hitting since the Roman injury. Bregman's batting .220. Duran, .237. Raphael is .065. Lowe's, .167. Narvaez homered last night. He's .231. Yoshida's .200. Romy Gonzalez is batting .429 since. Refsnyder, .286. Trevor Story, .263. The Roman Anthony loss in the lineup has hurt the others. And the thing with Story is he's been pretty consistently who he is. He's been a .250, .265 hitter with power. That's what he is. That's what he's been. That's what he's consistently been. Romy and Refsnyder, they're great right-handed hitters, and they provide. Everybody else, though, Bregman's fallen off, and he's the guy I circled as the guy who needs to step up. I don't think he has. There was a quote over the weekend from I hated it. It was from Cora. I absolutely hated his quote. It was something to the degree of, and I'll get it for you in a second here. I wrote it down so I could remember it. But Cora talked about playing in October, or was asked about playing in October, and his response on it was something. Oh, you got it. Let's hear it here, guys.
How much is lineups against lefties kind of a priority to figure out before October?
I think we should stop talking October, to be honest with you. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we have to play better. I'm not saying we're in a bad spot, but I think, we have to wait, to see if October is part of this.
Hated that. Don't talk about October? Bro, isn't this what you're playing for?
Isn't this a guy who always talks about the playoffs in spring training? It's like, we're trying to get to the playoffs. We're trying to get to October. Yeah, things are different. We have a goal, all these things at the beginning of the season. So now that you're in a playoff race where the only thing that matters is October, he's going to say, let's stop talking about it.
Don't make
too much pressure.
Don't make us not start talking bad about you now, Cora. What that was out of left field. What the hell was that?
Don't like it.
I don't like that one at all. Any thoughts from you on the weekend? Because, to be honest with you guys, I didn't care.
Yeah, they won the Crochet game, but they looked awful in the other two games. And that's the fear, right? That you win the Crochet start, a 2-1 game one, and then you get smoked the rest of the way. You need Bayo and Giolito to step up. I don't want to say they've hit a wall, but Crochet is all you got right now, and they don't hit. I know they hit, last night, but that was few and far between this weekend. So I still feel, good about the Red Sox making the playoffs. I don't feel as good about the Red Sox making some noise in the playoffs, if that's fair.
All right, this hour of the sports has been brought to you by Valvoline. It's an oil change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You can save 50% off an extra through oil change at Valvoline. It's an oil change, the official oil change of busy people. The game's coming down to the stretch here. We'll have the results. But next, we got the Musings. You don't want to miss it here on 98.5.
You want a random take?
Well, imagine like eating rice, but you got to sneeze.
Did you?
So I put the fork down. Yeah, I said fork.
Yeah, just to be safe.
I said fork. And then all of a sudden I felt it coming, and it was nothing I could do about it. And I went, achoo, and I sneezed into my hand, and there was rice went everywhere.
Into your hand?
Well, where else do you sneeze?
You sneeze into your elbow, Joe.
Yeah, well, that means the rice would have went everywhere.
I don't sneeze in my hands.
How do you sneeze?
Into your elbow.
Wait, you're supposed to sneeze into your elbow?
Yes.
Not, you don't, wait, I was
don't
told.
Sneeze on my hand?
Well, this is what Catholic school did to me. They told me to cover my mouth.
Yeah, cover it with your elbow.
Yeah, but what if it goes through the little elbow area and...
Hey, you're kind of just shooting it down at the ground. No big deal.
Oh, I don't like that. Cover your mouth. Cover your mouth.
That's what the elbow's for.
No. I don't agree with elbow. What does everybody else think?
And Joe, you can't be sneezing in your hands.
I always sneeze in my hand.
You washing them right afterwards?
Well, I was home. Did I have to wash them?
I'm not sneezing in my hand. I'll tell you that.
Other people sneeze into their shirt. Well, if I sneeze in my shirt, then I got rice all down my shirt.
And the rice is really what
the rice is the
crux
problem
of the
here.
issue here. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I wasn't here to talk about covering my nose or using my elbow. All right. What this is about is when I sneezed, the rice that I had in my mouth or I was eating or whatever, let's just say that it went up the wrong tube in my nose.
Oh, that couldn't have felt good.
So all day long, I've had this
You've had some rice up there.
Rice went up a tube that it shouldn't have, like in my nasal area.
Yeah, the nose is an exit.
And has it left is it still up there? Could it be in my brain? Like, am I gonna cough in the middle of the night and then rice pops out?
A little snack for later, Joe.
No, but okay, so this has never happened to you then?
Not to this extent.
You've
no.
never sneezed, but the snot or something went elsewhere.
I've never had rice in my nose, I don't believe.
I don't want rice in my nose. It's a snot rice.
That's not the seasoning I'm looking for right there.
Yeah, so I get this little tickle. I think it went through the wrong pipe, down the wrong nostril, through the wrong whatever.
When you started this story, I thought you were going to say you sneezed and someone didn't say bless you afterwards.
No, I'm over that one now. You know that your heart stops when you sneeze?
I've heard that.
That's why they say bless you.
I don't know how true it is, but I've heard that.
Should
yes.
we look it up?
Yeah.
Elbow, people are telling me. I did eat the rice. The problem is that it was still...
What kind of rice was it?
It was just some nice jasmine rice.
Oh, love jasmine rice.
And I fried 2 eggs on top of it.
It's a good meal.
So it was very yolky.
Yes.
Didn't flip. I left it in the pan. I put the rice in the pan too, by the way. Cut it up, let it all go. Put two eggs on there. And then I took the rice out, put it in a bowl, and I never flipped the egg. I flipped it when I put it on the rice. Has anybody ever had something go up their nose through the wrong pipe of the esophagus? I feel it. I felt like it went somewhere else. Anyways. That's all I got for you tonight. Anything else? Anything bothering you?
No, I got it off my chest earlier. Just the Chiefs.
Back to the Chiefs stuff. I've gotten a few people reach out to me. Andy Reid's kid.
Not great.
Just wanted to mention that. The guy that allowed that to happen wants to free a guy that is vehicularly irresponsible. What's today's dates, guys?
Today would be September 15th already, Joe.
Wow. Halfway through the month, huh? Is it
halfway?
Is it still summer?
No. Summer's over.
Is it the 21st, I thought?
Yeah, I mean, technically, but it's over. Football's here.
Do you have your wardrobe ready yet for fall?
I mean, my wardrobe is pants and a sweatshirt, Joe. So yeah, sure, it's ready, I suppose.
It's funny when I saw Jeremy yesterday, the Jeremy Conley.
Shorts,
flip-flop slides.
Always.
When does that end?
For him, never. That's year round.
Yeah, with him,
Jay Stu and Jeremy, shorts guys.
Yeah, I wonder when. I have to kind of do some. I put some stuff in a bin, so now I need to find the bin, and it's just not as convenient as I thought it was going to be. Like, where is the bin now? Anyways, today's September 15th. Let's see what we got for birthdays today. Prince Henry, 41 years old. Tom Hardy, 48 years old today. Tommy Lee Jones.
Familiar with his work?
Men in Black. 79 years old. The Fugitive, one of my favorite movies. Happy birthday to Lisa Vanderpump. 65 years old, beautiful as ever. So influential. The executive producer of such shows such as Sir and Vanderpump Rules. And probably all those other ones.
Old school ones for you, Joe. It is Italian explorer Marco Polo's birthday today. Born on this day in 1254. It is Agatha Christie's birthday today, author. It is William Howard Taft's birthday today. Joe, I believe it, I apologize if you said this one, I believe it is the head coach, you said that?
Nope.
Of the Las Vegas Raiders' birthday today. I believe it's Pete's birthday.
Pete Carroll's
74
years old today.
Oldest coach in NFL history, I believe. Is that?
Did you read?
No, there was that Marv Levy, maybe.
Did you read the story of how he got the Raiders fired up for the game?
I don't believe I did.
Punched his way through a whiteboard, and everyone got pumped.
He really is like the Joe Madden of the NFL. Like,
Yeah.
he's just with his quirky antics, but he's a much better coach than Joe Madden.
He did something crazy to get everyone fired up, and it worked.
Are we taking the birthday bump, Joe? What do we think?
Ooh, birthday bump. So I didn't make a play on it because the Texans destroyed me, and I just I don't feel like the betting lines I can't figure out. Today was destined for the Texans to win that game, but Baker happened.
Joe, it is also the man with the most wins ever against the New England Patriots' birthday today. It is one Dan Marino's birthday, 64.
Dan Marino. I respect him, but man, did I hate him. Dan Marino. Ace Ventura Pet Detective using him as the... tell me that's not great.
Very good.
Snowflake the Dolphin. Tone Loc was in it. Courtney Cox, right? She was in it. Yeah, Dan Marino didn't put the laces out, right? And Einhorn is Finkel, Finkel is Einhorn kind of thing. They got a good crying game song in that movie. Everybody was... Oh, remember you got in a fight with the mascot? That was great. When he was acting as the football player at the mental institution. Love that scene. Anyways. Anything else, guys?
Not seeing any other big birthdays today, Joe.
That's it for Musings. I have rice up my nose. What do I do? We get the final hour of the show here. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Telfair Tire Studios, WBZ-FM and HD1.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Beasley Media Group Station.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, football first game, 19-14. Well, it actually turned out not that. Buccaneers won 20-19. Chargers lead 3-0 right now over the Raiders. Patriots getting ready for the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. And I don't even know what else is going on. Red Sox are off tonight. Headlines, they are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, the official weight loss program of the Boston Red Sox. Slide through the rest of the season with the solution for weight loss, Awaken 180 Weight Loss.com. I'm Joe Murray.
Here we go.
Boom. I win.
Boom.
Yeah.
Hit somebody.
We've got a passion for Boston sports.
Get angry.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Number one overall pick of who? Cleveland, right? Has had a couple of stops. Who was it who thought he was a safety? Who was that? Who was he taking reps with?
Is it Carolina?
Yeah, Carolina.
Woof.
Matt Rule.
Yeah. How's Nebraska look?
Dylan Raiola looks like Peyton. No, not Peyton. Patrick Mahomes.
He literally looks like Patrick Mahomes.
Baker Mayfield's led multiple winning drives. Wouldn't you say?
I would agree with that. I like Baker. I think he's an above-average NFL quarterback, but I do find it kind of funny that everyone's like, what a comeback story, great comeback story, which it is, but his comeback is from being drafted by the Cleveland Browns. That's what he's coming back from. That's the adversity he battled.
Name another quarterback that has.
That's what I mean, though. That's the poor Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield gets viewed as this unicorn because he survived being drafted by the Cleveland Browns.
Vinny Testaverde had a nice little run after the Browns. Oh, God. No, I don't know. I don't think I want to do this exercise right now. There's not many. I mean, everyone's out of the league. Tim Couch, Johnny Manziel. Just thinking of a couple off the top of my head.
Whedon? They draft Whedon, or was that Dallas?
Whedon, too. He ended up in Dallas, I think.
That's right.
Jeez. Well, what happened with Bear? I can't remember now what happened there. Whatever.
Backup quarterbacks, though, kind of becoming necessary around the league this year. And, knock on wood, the Patriots need Drake May to stay healthy. But you look around the league, a lot of backups getting some reps. It makes me, Drake May's a guy you want to rely on every year for 17 games. But the way he plays, he's young. Are we going to look at the Josh Dobbs thing and be like, why did they do that? Say they are in this, the wild card picture. They are fighting for 8-9 wins, trying to just be in the graphic at the end of the year. And you get stuck with a Josh Dobbs starter too. That's going to kill everything. You don't have even a Marcus Mariota or, am I crazy to say Mac Jones would be a better backup quarterback option than Josh Dobbs at this point? Who would you rather have as your backup quarterback, Mac Jones or Josh Dobbs?
Okay, well, this is a delightful question, guys.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Because I think Josh Dobbs can be the backup knowing he's the backup.
So what about Tommy DeVito?
So I think Tommy DeVito, because he does commercials of being the backup. So I think he's got the mindset of being a backup. I think Mac Jones still thinks he's a starter in this league and just hopes for someone to get hurt. Like last year and just Purdy this year. If he can show that he can start games, maybe another team would give him another contract. So, as I've said before, a lot of these former first-round picks can't be backups, right? Blaine Gabbert was. Blake Bortles couldn't be. There are guys who get drafted in the first round, and like Zach Wilson right now can be a backup, right? But he's probably out of the league if he's not. How about who's the guy the Steelers drafted and went to Pittsburgh there?
Kenny Pickett?
Kenny Pickett's another guy, right? Desmond Ridder. There's just guys that have to be backups because it's the only way they're in the league. It's a good question, Skaz. I think I'd want a guy that knows he's the backup. So are we talking about who would I want if I was another team outside of the Patriots? Because if you're the Patriots, you go Josh Dobbs. That's the whole reason they got rid of Joe Milton. But I don't know. If you're another team, would you rather have Josh Dobbs? If you're the Vikings, would you rather have Josh Dobbs or Mac Jones? I think it's Mac Jones. I think Dobbs has already been there, right? The Vikings, I think so. If you're the Titans, would you rather have Mac Jones or Josh Dobbs? I think for them, they might want Mac Jones because he could maybe mentor Ward. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a really good question. All right. We got to go to break. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Springfield, Massachusetts tonight. And John Cena was there. For those that don't know, John Cena, the actor, only has, I believe, 8 more appearances left with the WWE, and then he is retiring. And he has an appearance tonight in Springfield, which is over. And now we'll be in Boston in November, which will be his last match in Boston. So guys, do you know what the significance of Springfield with John Cena is?
He went to Springfield College, right? Played some football?
Correct, not with our intern, River, but River is an intern there.
I believe River said that John Cena is the most famous alumni. Him and James Naismith, I believe, also attended Springfield College. Today, right now, John Cena.
All time.
Give me Cena. Why not?
Yeah, sure. But he played football there, wore number 54. He was a center. And tonight, when he came out, they saluted him with the number 54 is in Springfield. And who do I see in the stands in the front row? Take a guess, everybody. Who do you see up front? John Cena talking. And who's there right in front? Jay Stu wearing his Kowloon hoodie. I mean, I'm talking front row, camera side.
The man knows where to sit. Stand, I should say.
I just retweeted it. Like, dude, you can't miss this. You got to see this one.
Oh, I've seen it, Joe. I've seen it.
You've already seen it?
Oh, I've seen it.
Again, I've been busy. People have been reaching out to me, and I'm like, guys, I'm working. That was me sighing right there. I don't think I know anybody else there, but I see Jay Stu right there, and there's a guy with a belt next to him. I wonder if they know each other. I can confirm this tonight because I've been waiting for confirmation. But we will have both Matt and Jeff Hardy in studio this Wednesday night. The Hardy Boys. We had Matt on a couple of weeks back, maybe last month or so. But, we'll have Matt and Jeff. That's a treat. I was with them about a month ago, and they're going to be in town this week. They're going to be doing a media tour for Bound for Glory, which is the new premium live event they'll be doing. And the match will be versus the Dudleys for the last time ever. So we'll have them in studio. We'll have them for some time. They asked me how much you said. I said, hey, how about minimum 15 minutes? They said, we can go longer. I said, perfect. I also believe they'll be throwing out the first pitch at Fenway Park this week. So a lot going on there. But, when it comes to wrestling, we got you here on 98.5 The Sports Up. And Jay Stu's got you at Springfield. I wonder how it was tonight. Feel free to call in if you went. I'd like to know. I'd like to know what it was like tonight. 617-779-0985. Topher's in Reading. Hi, Topher.
Are you working?
This would be me working.
Well, I mean, Jay Stu's hanging out like over in Springfield, and you're looking fantastic on YouTube with the YouTube chat sitting in there.
Nobody asked me tonight, though. Hey, Joe, where are you at? Where are you sitting tonight?
Oh, not like the last time when everybody wanted to know, hey, you're going to SmackDown in Boston? You're going to SmackDown in Boston?
Yeah, I'm almost wondering after a while if it was a rib. But no, it wasn't.
That's at least good. How's your night, Joe? How you doing?
I'm great.
How's the rice?
Hey, okay. When you sneeze, Topher, how do you sneeze? Just no wrong answer.
If I have a free hand, because normally, like if I'm cooking or if I'm doing anything, I take the 2 fingers, I put the shirt up over my nose, and just let it go.
Even if it's snotty?
You know something? It's really easy to clean because all you got to do is take off the shirt and put a new one on.
Yeah, but no. We don't have that type of capabilities. So you're sparing your shirt for snots.
Well, in olden days, you used to have a handkerchief.
That's correct.
In your back pocket. You sneeze into that. And everybody thought that was absolutely disgusting, and now people say it's non-hygienic.
Now I got to talk to Hooch about getting me a Joey Hanky.
That's a good name. You should promote that.
Hanky.
Get a Joe Hanky.
I'm Hanky the Joey Snot.
Oh, that's going another direction. We know where this is going about.
Well, what happened was it I didn't mean for it to happen, but it went up my nose, and I think I coughed it out, but I don't know. And now my nasal feels like it's been irritated because of it.
Well, I think somebody in chat also stated that if there is anything still up there, I could see you're not a fan of the elbow, Joe.
I just don't want to. I mean, I've done it before. Hey, what do you think?
You got to get snot somewhere.
Hey, I got plenty of snot for you. Tom Brady's coming out of retirement to play flag football in Saudi Arabia. Your thoughts?
Anything for a headline to Tom Brady, quote unquote, coming out of retirement will catch somebody for reads. If he's going into Saudi Arabia just to do that, great. It is Tom Brady. Of course, people are going to talk about it. People are going to want to roll with it. I could take it or leave it.
All right. Well, Tom Brady's wearing a headset, sitting in the coach's box tonight, but is also a broadcaster. Tell me that's not a conflict of interest.
Well, I mean, he has made a hell of a lot of comments about, quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks. He made a comment about Drake May the other day for how he's looking in the season and everything. So, I mean, he's making himself just as much more relevant as he was on the field of being off. But I think gridiron playing days for Tom are gone. If he goes and plays flag football, great. Take the flag, be a champion. But either which way, I mean, throwing a headset on, it's Tom. They'll be talking about him for years.
All right, Topher. Thanks, buddy.
Take care, Joe.
Take care. Did you see that, Skaz?
Yeah, he's up there in a suit with the headset on.
Can we give Andrew Luck some credit? He beat that suspect coach, Bill O'Brien, the other night.
He did.
They had a 17-0 lead, Skaz.
Not good. You got to protect the leads, Joe.
Suspect. You can't lose to Stanford with a 17-point lead. Felt like Mark had something to say right there. Hey, Mark. Sir Mark's my Mark. Who should be the captain of the Bruins this year?
I don't know because they didn't go Pasta or Pasta or McAvoy. I feel like at the end of the last season to fill in. I feel like both of them have had equal leadership roles. I would go McAvoy, but I have a tough feeling that we're going to see no captain, no C on the Bruins for the entire upcoming season. I don't know though. I feel like in hockey you need that leader.
Oh yeah,
you need that guy to lead the locker room.
Did they need it
someone
last
to
year?
Step up.
Did they need it last year with
I
Brett?
felt like they needed it, especially when Marchand got shipped out for nothing.
But didn't David Pastrnak fill that void?
I don't know. I feel like he didn't. I feel like McAvoy filled the void more than Pastrnak did.
Well, McAvoy didn't play.
Yeah, but he was hurt after Yeah, it's 4 nations helping out his country. But I mean, I feel like his voice, even being injured, was louder on the ice and on the bench than Pasta's was playing in the game.
Ooh, there's a hot take for you.
I feel like McAvoy deserves it, but we'll see what way it goes, if it even goes any way.
No one deserves it. That can be true, right? No one deserves it?
Yeah, I think.
You need captains? That team needs a captain?
I think they do need one, but I just don't know if they have one.
See, you know what I think they should do, Skaz? Leave it available so when the next free agent they want to sign, it's part of the deal.
We'll pay you and you get to be the captain.
Yeah.
You think that's really a selling point, though?
Well,
the Boston Bruins shouldn't be in a position where we're selling the captaincy.
This is where we're at, Skaz.
Boo.
Just so you know, on September 15th, that was my take.
Joe Murray's up for sale of the captaincy.
I think
bargaining chip.
I think there should be a bidding war. How about Connor McDavid?
You had some interesting comments last week. You see that?
Oh, what do you think I'm going with all this?
You said, yeah, I might be in Edmonton. Might not. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
I'd give him the captaincy.
I'd give him a piece of the franchise if he wanted it, Joe.
He could
have a street named after him.
I'd give him halftime pizza.
Yeah, he can have it all. McDavid's Pizza. There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Canal Street, McDavid Avenue, whatever you want.
That's right.
Hurricane McDavid's. I'm speaking out of turn here, but I think they'd be interested.
Yeah, I mean, I told you about that ride share that on the boat. Remember the other day on the harbor?
Ah, yes.
Maybe we could call it the McDavid Cruises. You know. Wow, mixed in a little Bruins there, huh?
You never know what you're going to get on the night show.
We have a game next week. Next week, everybody. Steve from Peabody has texted me that the Bruins play on Sunday at the Garden. I'm not ready for that.
Who they playing?
I don't know. Let me guess. I'm going to guess. New Jersey or Buffalo. Some sort of East Coast team. We don't know. All right. We'll effort that one. You can call in at 617-779-0985.
Sunday, September 21st, they play the Washington Capitals.
Damn it.
You're going to get Aaron Rodgers and Alex Ovechkin in the same day in New England. What a treat.
Oh.
At least Ovechkin's actually a legend. Yeah.
I do like him. Matt is in North Reading. Hi, Matt.
Joe. Skaz, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing well. How you doing?
Hi.
I'm doing well, my friend. Just driving home from Encore, Joe. Where should I stop?
Which way?
Do I go Route 1 or do I go 93 North? Tell me now.
Well, Route 1 would have more options for you.
I know, but it's kind of out of my way. Is the Kowloon food truck in the parking lot still, Joe? Do you know that?
I can't confirm that, but I do.
Okay, because I'm really thinking about...
But I was going to say,
I'm thinking about pulling into the Kowloon.
You could get a Bill and Bob's drive-through in Woburn on the way home.
That means I got to get off. That means I got to get off 93 at 128. I don't really like going that way.
I am not your
navigator.
Thank you. I'm not your navigator.
No, I know. I appreciate that. If I did that, I'd go to Samad's in Wilmington, Joe.
Are they open at this late?
Yeah, they're open late.
All right. So which way did you go then?
I went Route 1 North, Joe.
Okay.
I love Route 1.
Okay, so Route 1, maybe...
I may stop at Garden Remedies on my way home as well, Joe.
Oh, they're open late night, too, yeah. But you got to turn around for that. There is a Dave's Hot Chicken out there.
Yes. Are they open late, though?
Yes, they are. Wendy's is open,
they are.
too. And I think there's a Raising Cane's over there.
There is. I'd have to turn around, though.
Well, you have to turn around anyways, don't you?
Yeah, not if the Kowloon food truck's open, I'm not turning around.
If the Kowloon food truck's open,
you know what I mean?
You got to get yourself some Saugus wings.
Oh, absolutely, Joe. You kidding me? When I was like 22, 23 years old, when I first started drinking, we used to go in there and see all the wrestlers. They used to hang out there all the time. It was awesome seeing those guys. I saw Chris Jericho there.
Oh, wow.
What a great guy. He was. Rest in peace, right? Is that right?
No, he is not dead.
Okay.
Are you sure it was Chris Jericho?
Yes, it was. I'm not a big wrestling fan, though, Joe. I'm not a big wrestling fan, so. I mean, I go back to the WWF.
Me too.
Like Jimmy, Superfly, Snuka.
Yeah, me too.
All those guys. I'm a little bit older than you, Joe, so that's what I remember,
I'm 43. How old are you?
50.
Oh, yeah, you get some years on me.
You know what I mean? So I think my brother went to the first what's it called?
WrestleMania.
What's the big wrestling thing? WrestleMania, yes. Correct, thank you.
So you're in...
Joe, real quick.
No, real quick. You're in North Reading, right?
Yes, home of the Hornets.
What's the? Yeah, I was going to talk about the boundaries. Like, how do you explain to somebody you're from North Reading, not Reading?
Okay, great question. I get it all the time. All right, Reading's a town south Route 28. It's a separate town. It's a lot bigger than our town. They play in the Middlesex League, a lot bigger school, a lot bigger program. We're just a small little town north of it. We're tucked between Reading and Andover, Joe. Two big towns.
Yeah, I go to the Claw often, the Lobster Claw often.
I love it. I love that you just said that, Joe.
Victor's a good dude. Good chowder.
He is a good dude. Yes, he is a good dude. Good for you, Joe. I'm glad you go to the Claw and support that. Hey, Joe, real quick, my buddy pinned John Cena when he was a freshman in high school at Pawtucket Regional.
Whoa. Does he have a
tattoo? So that's a story.
Does he have a tattoo or anything to prove it?
No, but he pinned him. He pinned him when John Cena went freshman year. He went to Pawtucket Regional, then he transferred to Central Catholic. My buddy pinned him at I think it was 119. He pinned him.
I'm going to ask
my buddy. That's my buddy's claim to fame. Danny Roach would know that answer. You think so?
I'm going to text
1994 high school wrestling or 1993 high school wrestling. I'd love to find that out.
I'm going to text Dan Roach in the morning because he's probably in bed. And
okay.
I'm going to say 1993 Central Catholic.
Yeah, North Reading. My buddy pinned him. I would love if Google found that, Joe. Do you think Google could find that? I love it. I love it.
All right, bro. Well, hey, how'd you do at Encore?
Joe, not bad. You know, Monday nights are not a bad night there. $15 tables, Joe, which isn't bad. Quiet. I did all right. So, Joe, when I play blackjack, Joe, I put all the chips down on the. I play against the. I try beat the card. I put the thing on the hot spot. I play all the money on it. I don't just play the cards. I play the whole thing. The whole kick and caboodle. So I was up like 2 bills when I left the door tonight.
Not bad.
I'll take that.
I will take that too.
Usually I'm down 3 bills, Joe.
Yeah. Well, this sounds like a pretty solid night for you. What's your claim of fame?
Not bad.
What's your claim to fame, Matt?
What do you mean?
Well, you said your buddy's claim to fame is pinning John Cena. What's yours?
Oh, I got a claim to fame.
Careful.
I beat Bodie Miller in a tennis match.
My belly hurts.
What a phone call. 10 of 10, no notes. He tried to kill Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Chris
His
Jericho.
buddy pinned John Cena in high school, Pawtucket Regional. And his claim to fame is not that he beat a professional tennis player in tennis, that he beat a professional alpine skier in tennis.
Ski racer,
That's
Bodie
a
Miller.
Hell of a claim to fame there.
In tennis, by the way.
New Hampshire guy.
Easton, New Hampshire, correct.
What a phone call.
Listen.
Any of your buddies ever pin, The Undertaker or anything, Joe? Yeah, maybe Cena's listening, Maybe he's driving home. You think that brought up some bad memories for him?
Hey, John, if you're out there, buddy.
I'm worried about our buddy Jericho now. The Reaper's coming for him.
I wonder if John does listen to the Sports Hub. I have friends that are friends with John. I'm friends with Mr. John.
You watch Peacemaker yet?
I have not.
You got to. It's a great program. He's very, very good in it.
There's no way John Cena's listening right now.
No, I would imagine not, but he is.
But he was on at 8 o'clock, dude. So, I heard, well.
I mean, if he is, he just brought up one of the worst memories of his life, probably getting pinned as a freshman in high school. Probably still thinks about it often, I would imagine.
But Michael Jordan got cut from his team, remember?
Similar stories.
This is the stuff you only get on this show.
Yeah, I don't know if you're getting 11 and a half minutes of Matt North Reading.
Oh, that was 11 and a half minutes?
I don't know. Certainly felt like it, Joe. No, it was probably 6. Probably a good 6 minutes.
Okay. Maybe this would be something for Jake or one of our digital media video guys.
Content creators.
Yes. How many times was the name Joe said?
Oh, in that call alone? Double digits easy.
But like that would be a nice little piece of digital.
Dings every time he says Joe.
Or it could be like, your
face pops up every time.
John Cena, like this.
We need to get like, and you know how Joe Hendry does the like turnaround thing? We need you doing that for every time someone says Joe.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
At first, I didn't really get the Joe Hendry thing. I still don't really get it, but he makes me laugh.
That's the point.
It makes me laugh.
That's called getting over.
He is over.
I think Mike Vrabel got over yesterday.
You like him running up the sidelines?
I kind of liked it.
You
know why? Because post-game, it was like people related to it. It was like, and that's what I mean. Like there's guys, Red Sox have guys that are hard to relate to, Skess. You know, like right now, I think people do relate to Jarren Duran. I do. Right? People like Bregman because they know him. I think they want to relate to, Rafaela and some others. Maybe they're relating to Trevor Story. I don't know. I'm just saying that the biggest issue in this town is relating to athletes.
My problem with the Vrabel thing and the reaction to it is that it's the exact move that we would crap on another head coach for doing.
Oh, yeah. If Pete Carroll did it, I'd be all over him.
We'd be, yeah. So that's all. It's just now you have the hard on.
It's college. It's college.
Yeah.
Like it's Harbaugh.
Yes.
It's so
Jim Schwartz.
Oh, it's so that. Would I have thought that if that was the Titans coach?
Yes.
I probably would have.
If that was, Dave Canales or whatever running down the sideline.
Tenacious Tomato says he was pumped when Vrabel did that. The Pats need some juice.
I would like if the players were the ones that were, giving them the juice,
Peacemaker is awesome.
It is.
North Reading folk. I stayed at the Holiday Inn Express once. Someone gave me a nickname that I won't say on the air. We haven't had a call like that in a while.
We were due. We were certainly due.
Still waiting for our guy, Joe.
You got to put out the bat signal.
2 games tonight, man. Some Pinky's Pizza. All right. Do we do the last headline of the night?
Nope.
Let's do it now here.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, 2 games. right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Let's look at the old rundown. What didn't we get to? Patriots showed coach's identity tonight. Turning point of the game, we mentioned the kick return. The Red Sox weekend we brought up. There's not too much on Drake May's plate. Stoner, Mike McDaniel. Oh, did we do the game balls yet?
No game balls.
We don't have to do it if we don't want to, but we can.
Borregales.
I think they're going to keep him. Mr. Borregales, Mr. Andy Borregales. Nobody else understands it, but I'm going to keep doing it.
I like it.
Yeah. I kind of like things that nobody else understands. But
they're for us, you know?
The other day, some guy goes, "Are you Joe Murray?" when I was at the dispensary. And I go, 50-50 yes. And he laughed. He got it.
50-50 yes.
He understood it. Is it okay to talk about some of the bad things that happened?
Please.
2 missed extra points.
Not good.
Bad snap.
Maybe the worst snap.
12 penalties for 75 yards. 2 were declined, so it went 14. How about a defensive offside penalty negating an interception?
Also not good.
Allowing a 74-yard punt return.
Bad.
Allowing a 6-play, 77-yard drive with 83 seconds left before halftime.
Also bad.
Missing the landing zone after kicking the potential game-winning kick.
Really bad. That one irked me.
Allowing a 44-yard go-ahead touchdown with just over a minute left, but getting bailed out by a toe out of bounds.
I would say not ideal, but, you know, those are the breaks. Sometimes you get them. Sometimes N'Keal Harry's in bounds when, you know, you think he's out of bounds. So it goes both ways.
Jalen Polk's gone. Who was a better Patriot, Jalen Polk or N'Keal Harry?
N'Keal Harry.
N'Keal Harry or Tyquan Thornton?
N'Keal Harry.
See what I mean? They've missed, bro. They have missed. And you know what? Next year? What, Kyle Williams? Like, what do we...
I would like to see him.
I believe him. I believe in him.
I believe him, too.
I just would hate to be drafted by the Patriots. Woof. All right. That's it for us tonight, everybody. We're back here tomorrow night. I'm going to try to get Evan Lazar back on. Wednesday, we got the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff in studio. We got John Serenides Thursday night. We have a special guest on Thursday night as well. Share that with you tomorrow. And then 4th and Friday. So that's the week, everybody. Want to thank Mark, our intern. He did a video. I'm going to post it. We're ranking the quarterback class from last year. So we'll post that. Thanks to Skaz. I'm Joe Murray. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And I should say that this hour of the sports has been brought to us by our good friends over at Valvoline. It's an oil change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off an extra oil change at Valvoline. It's an oil change, the official